around SJWs now for 2 years straight. I'm joined by my partner in crime, D-Day Cobra, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, leader of the Phantom Menace, joining us right tonight. How you doing?
I'm sorry, I had the sound turned up on the damn video. Anyway, what's up, everybody? I'm fired up. I think we're all fired up. I'm not even doing the gimmick. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to launch some missiles. I'm fucking pissed.
Super pissed. Let's be gentlemen tonight. We've got a lady with us. Mecca Random 42. How you doing, Mecca?
Deaths to these Reylos. Oh my god. What is wrong with these people?
Crush these Reylos.
Psychopaths. They're psychopaths.
They are psychopaths. Ladies and gentlemen, it is good to be with you. It is good to be with normal, rational, sane people. The Phantom Menace. We're ironically named the Phantom Menace because, weirdos have taken over Star Wars, real creeps, social justice warriors, people that mean normal people harm, people who want to take fun and turn it into indoctrination. It is, incumbent on us to stop them. It's incumbent on us to actually point it out and let people know. And these people have called us a menace. They've called us toxic. They've called us various things. That's why we've adopted this name, the Phantom Menace. If you're part of us, if you are somebody who sat through The Last Jedi and cringed, if you're someone who can't believe how badly Disney has ruined Star Wars, every single opportunity that they take seems to be, an opportunity to spite the fandom. If you're like that, if you feel that way, you're one of us. You're one of the Phantom Menace, and we're glad to be with you tonight. Now, all right. So today has been a special day. Today has been one of the biggest SJW swarms that I've encountered, that I've dealt with in all of my time on YouTube. And I've been through quite a few SJW swarms. They come in waves, Mecca. These
whenever
things.
The moon's full, it seems like.
Isn't that funny? It's a full moon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a full moon. All right. So, Jeremy, what happened?
What happened is these miserable people that will constantly preach about diversity and inclusion and representation and respecting women. They put their targets on a beautiful, intelligent, successful, talented woman named Anna, that Star Wars girl. And simply because she is smarter than them, she's prettier than them, she's more talented and more successful. And that is the most intimidating thing in the world to an SJW, because that fundamentally destroys their narrative in every capacity. Anna didn't need to use identity politics or a victim card to get to where she is now. So all Anna did is, first and foremost, she shared some art from an artist that she said she was a fan of from Instagram. And she complimented the artist, but the artist did some Reylo fan art. And as all of you know, Reylo is fucking weird, really fucking weird. And it's just a creepy fandom going on. And Anna showed her displeasure for it, and she did the hashtag cancel Reylo. By the way, Young Ripa, thank you for the raid. We see your raid in the chat. Thank you so much, buddy. So basically, she shared this Reylo fan art, and she was complimentary of the artist, but she said the Reylo stuff is disgusting. That is an opinion. Opinions are allowed. And she did hashtag cancel Reylo. They took that as something offensive. My God, my own fans say hashtag cancel Jeremy because it's a goddamn joke. So the Reylo fans started in a avalanche of swarm on social media, decided to go after Anna. And their basic way of attacking is to attack Anna and then block anybody that is willing to defend Anna. So that way they can isolate her on an island. General Devereaux from War Campaign actually made a tweet that I retweeted to say it was perfectly said, because he said this is what they do. And it is exactly what they do. They try to isolate someone and they try to overwhelm them. And they try to take all of their support away by using blockchains and all of this other stuff. It is such a cowardly move. So that was one aspect of it. And Anna was dealing with it, handling it, even with them isolating her, with taking away all of her fans and all of her support. She was still knocking these people down left and right. Couldn't do anything. It was beautiful to watch her kick their ass all by herself. And then they decided to start digging further because, hey, she shared a selfie with her friend. Oh, and her friend happens to be Ethan Van Sciver.
Dun, 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 dun.
So here's this, what they are calling targeted harassment. They are actually calling this selfie targeted harassment because why? Because apparently you're not allowed to fucking take a goddamn picture of a fucking person in cosplay at a convention these days. So then these people start swarming the cosplayer who was not even aware of this. And by all accounts, and I want to be clear about this, Anna has said nothing but amazing things about this young lady that she met at LA Comic-Con. She has said nothing but she's a really sweet person. They had great conversations, and she's nothing but glowing things about this young lady in this picture with her. But the Reylos, the SJWs, decided to make this a bigger problem. Or not even a bigger problem, a problem. They tried to make something out of nothing, which is what they do. And so then this young lady in this picture with Anna responded on Twitter and accused her. What was it, Ethan, that she said?
She said targeted. Was it targeted harassment?
Yeah, well, she said, like, thank you for. She's like, we had a conversation in an elevator, but then you tagged someone who's been harassing Rose Tico or something, or Kelly Marie Tran or something like that. Ethan Van Sciver has done more for Rose Tico's popularity than anybody.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, I mean, look, I helped in many ways. First of all, I raised awareness about Rose Tico. I made people understand who she was and why they should love her. And then I also simultaneously showed Disney that they were stupid for releasing too much merchandise of Rose Tico because the market is much smaller than they thought the market was for Rose Tico merchandise. The market is just me. I'm the only one who buys it. And so, Disney actually responded. I taught them. They listened. They're just like puppies. You just have to smack them around a little bit to get them to understand. And they actually removed Rose Tico from all of their merchandise. Now. And I appreciate that. I think that's a respectable thing to do. Now, these SJWs, of course, the reason why they're pretending to be mad at Anna over this is because they think that I am somebody who harasses Rose Tico or something like that.
It's a fictional character.
Yeah. I mean,
how can you harass a thought, an idea, Yeah, that's all she is. Well, an imaginary person. Rose Tico doesn't exist.
Right.
She exists on digital film in Netflix. She doesn't exist in real life.
And everybody that I've never heard anybody affiliated with the Phantom Menace, and I guarantee nobody with Geeks and Gamers has, but I've never heard anybody say a negative word about Kelly Marie Tran as a human being.
No,
they call her a human sunbeam, which is something that I'm also.
Yeah, we've all talked about how amazingly sweet she seems and how she deserved better as a person than the role that they were given. There's nothing wrong with criticizing a role in a movie. So we've all spoken highly of Kelly Marie Tran. You could be critical of a character, and that's okay. But yeah, so they took this selfie that Anna took, and because they basically how it works is. And I told this to Ethan before, the precedent they're setting is to basically go, oh, hi, you took a picture of me at a convention. Okay. Are you going to post this to social media? Okay. Now, are you going to tag anybody in the self? Okay. Can I review each individual and their opinions before you're willing to tag them? How stupid is that? Show me on that go back to that picture, Ethan.
Okay.
Show me on this picture right here. Chat. Are you listening to me? 1,300 of you. Okay. Chat. Show me on this image with Anna and this Rose Tico cosplayer. Show me where Anna is doing anything harmful or negative. Can one person show me anything harmful?
Well, the points on her head might put an eye out.
Oh, there you go. Hashtag.
Oh my God, are those on her head? I actually thought that was part of the elevator behind her. I didn't look up.
That's part of the cosplay, and
she has really great cosplay, and on her and on Rose Tico.
Yeah, so look at this picture, everybody. This is the picture that they were claiming. Look at the goddamn comments. They called it targeted harassment. Somebody said this was targeted harassment at 300 likes. 300 fucking likes because they're not worried about the truth. They're not worried about reality. They're not worried about anything other than making somebody's life miserable. Do you know why they want to make someone's life miserable? Because theirs is actually miserable. And what they see, again, is they see a successful, attractive female that is far better than them, and they want to make this person feel as bad as they do. That's it. These are miserable, sad, pathetic human beings. I am not even going to call them pork wallets because it's disrespectful to pork wallets to call these people that.
I usually call them cum stains because that's all they really boil down to.
That's disrespectful to cum.
Kind of, but you know, I usually reserve that for like the Mary Sue writers who hate men. So I always kind of remind them where they came from. But no, you're exactly right. They're threatened by strong women who don't rely on my diversity little critic proofing, you know, their little shield, their little bubble of you can't say anything bad about me because I'm diverse, I'm in this and then that and in everything else. And that's why they're so obsessed with putting everybody in these little boxes. And you have somebody like Anna who's talented, strong, intelligent, amazing on her own without having to rely on all of these little check boxes. You know, I don't hear her screaming, hey, I'm a woman, you can't do this to me. Like, no, we're bringing that up for you because we're gonna like do this playbook that they have because they want to scream, oh, you just hate women. Well, maybe you guys are the ones who do because you certainly seem to target enough women. Oh.
Well, they're targeting Anna because I think Anna is a successful and admired representative of what this group is, the Phantom Menace. And I want you to understand that social justice warriors are led around by professional harassers, professional internet bullies. Okay, yeah. And you can probably think of a few of them, and those few people who you can think of were directly involved in this. They consider, it their job to go around and disrupt anyone who opposes any organization, any movement that arises to oppose their narrative. As SJWs continue to infest and destroy shit, I mean, more and more regular people are going to stand up and oppose them. And then these groups coalesce as movements. SJWs attack those movements from the outside by using regular words like, their normal buzzwords like harassment, campaigns, like this and that. And this is what they've decided to do. Weeb wars they consider to be over at this point. They consider weeb wars to have been won by the SJWs. And so they have turned their attention on the Phantom Menace. My friends, this year is the year to stand up and fight. I apologize, Jeremy. I have not been making recorded videos about Star Wars. I apologize to you guys. I've been very busy with Cyberfrog. I've been doing live streams talking about Comicsgate and that movement that I'm involved in. And I feel like I've let a lot of people down. My job is to fight these people because all they want to do is just make excuses for Lucasfilm while tearing down people, normal common sense people who stand up and say, no, this sucks. This is horrible. You guys are killing Star Wars and you guys need to be opposed. Get these SJWs out of here. Tomorrow, I'm starting back up again. Tomorrow, I'm starting back up and making Star Wars videos again. And we're going to follow this through because it's no coincidence. Here we are 3 months away from the release of Rise of Skywalker. It's no coincidence that they've targeted Anna right now. Right at this moment.
Right at the beginning of fourth quarter. All of the funding's out. They're coming at us in full force. They started a couple weeks ago with the Brie bots, the Captain Marvel stalkers. Those people, the ones they'll hire one or like there's marketing firms these people hire. So they'll hire a few people, and then the dumb ones, the SJWs, the easily swayed. The ones that like they kind of wander around with that kind of glazed over look in their eye, and they don't really know what's going on. Their mouths are always kind of half hanging open, and they're so easily swayed, and they just recite back buzzwords that all the corporations tell them, and they're really, really unintelligent. You can hear it when you hear them speak. And some of these people explain Star Wars, and some of these people go on their little tirades, but some of these people are just not dealing with a full deck, and they go back and recite all this nonsense that these few paid marketing accounts start. And we got them. They started with the Captain Marvel ones a couple weeks ago. This last weekend, the Star Trek bullies have been out in full force again. All the ones there's a couple of paid ones and there's a couple of not paid ones, and the little dummies follow suit. It's the same MO. They make up all these things. You're a sexist, you're a racist, you're an N-word, you're this, you're that. And I don't mean, I mean the World War II bad guy N-word. They do all these things to convince the masses who blindly follow that is the case, because if enough people see it and if enough people read in a headline, they believe it to be true. And this is why we're here, and this is why they're so threatened by us, because when our videos are searched at the top, like, hey, Captain Marvel wasn't a good movie, or Last Jedi kind of blew, that hurts their box office. That hurts their bottom dollar. They've got to do more damage control, and they don't like having to hire those people. They don't like having to fight us. They don't know what to do. They don't realize how big and collective we are. And I've had people like tagging Phantom Menace trying to bully me, not realizing that I'm part of the Phantom Menace, even though I kind of sit my ass over in Star Trek a little bit more. That is exactly who these people are. And we're in fourth quarter. We're coming up on the big convention push to Christmas, the Christmas movie, the box office season. The advertising dollar is higher. So they're going to try and get their little clicks on their articles, their hate articles that are going to get more clicks, because the ad rates are higher. It's fourth quarter. It's all business. It's all marketing.
Yeah. Well, it's time to promote the rise of that Star Wars girl.
Mm-hmm.
The rise of that Star Wars girl. What do you think of that, Jeremy?
I love that idea. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Anna has made like 200, maybe 300 videos total. She's got like 120,000 subs. I mean, I've got like almost 2,000 on Geeks and Gamers, So imagine if Anna made 2,000 videos, how many subs she would have. She is everything that they fear. Mm-hmm. And Mecha faces more hate than I do too. I mean, I got almost 200,000 subs, but like Mecha still face. Why? Because Mecha is a attractive, successful, intelligent female that does not conform to their narrative, and it's just nonsense that they don't think people don't see through this. But the more that they do this, the more normal people are waking up to it. People that aren't really entrenched in a lot of the stuff that goes on, that they kind of look at this from a distance and they're like, what the fuck is what is wrong with these people? Yeah,
none of this makes sense. So what the Rose Tico crime is here is that Anna took a picture of this Rose Tico cosplayer in an elevator. And those of you who don't know me, I mean, I started out talking about the Last Jedi on my channel. And then I had like a kind of a love-hate conversion with Rose Tico. At first, I was confused and confounded by Rose Tico. I was confounded by the weird, super amount of unsold merchandise, peg-warming Rose Tico merchandise. I was confused by the fact that even after regular Rose Tico action figures were marked down to 50 cents, Disney still put out 2 more variants of Rose Tico. I thought that was very strange. But over time, I don't know what it is. Over time, I learned to love Rose Tico, guys. Did you know that?
I know that. I don't know if everybody caught on to it. I mean, Rose Tico is the reason that I'm on the High Council, pretty much. If you really want to take it back, like that's the video I saw from you, Ethan, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but his sarcasm is incredible. And that's someone that uses sarcasm. Who we got? We got a new member.
We got Cecil. Cecil's here. Cecil.
Hello.
This is my tribute to Rose Tico. Okay, I'd like you to enjoy it with me. I'd like to. Of course, this is going to get my the video demonetized. But
I've given her plenty of tributes as well.
Okay, here we go. This is how I feel about Rose now.
Talk over it because I don't want you to.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile.
She's so cute, though.
She is cute.
Look at what they did to her. How dare you, Ryan Johnson? Look how cute she is.
Shameful.
It is.
Put her in a potato sack.
Yeah, going back to what I said, so really, that's the reason I know Ethan at this point, because I saw your Rose Tico video.
Wait. This is me. Hold on. This is me. That is my tribute. That is how I feel about Rose Tico.
So I saw your Rose Tico video where you were opening up the toy and everything, and I was just like, I don't know who this guy is, but his sarcasm is incredible, and so I gave you a shout out and I linked to your channel, and then you commented back, and that's Rose Tico is the reason that Jeremy doesn't have time for the High Council, I guess, is ultimately where we're at now.
Yeah.
By the way, they purposely uglied her up, and that was to make a statement about the male gaze, about we could have an unattractive female lead, take that, you incels. But all it did was hurt Kelly Marie Tran and hurt the character. So they gave us, if you see her in real life, she's really cute, and then they gave her this haircut that looks like she escaped a mental institution, and then they stuck her in a potato sack. And that was just an FU to the fans to say, who says it has to look like young Princess Leia? A hero can look like this. Everything is a political statement. Nothing is to advance the story. Everything's to advance politics.
100%.
Everything is just done in spite. Like everything is
spite.
Pure spite. Absolutely. He throws the lightsaber over his shoulder just to spite us.
We get it. We hear you loud and clear, SJW. We get it. We understand. Like you hate us. And that's coming through. You've taken over something that we've loved for 30, 35 years. You've ruined it, and you did it because you hate us. We understand.
And Rose Tico is truly a nothing more than a chess piece for them. They knew that she would get criticized. They knew that nobody was going to care about this character. And then when you criticize it, what are they going to do? They're going to use it. They're going to use it.
That's all it was. She was a trap to attack fans.
Yes.
Even though everyone has gone out of their way to say nothing bad about Kelly Marie Tran, but only Rose Tico, they will take that criticism and say you're attacking Kelly.
Absolutely.
So that is nobody, even though everybody prefaces it, this is nothing against the actress, they still will not separate it because it's more meaningful if you're attacking the actress and they want you to attack the actress. So even if you went out of your way to say you're not attacking her, they're going to misconstrue it on purpose to attack her because that makes their argument stronger.
I don't think they know the difference.
They've taken it to the point now. You have to understand today marks a historic day in Twitter social justice warrior mental illness. Today is the day. They took it one step further and made it, hey, you also hate people who cosplay as Rose Tico. That was a new kind of a new low. That was a new step for me. It was a new experience. I wrote, now when I saw that they were harassing me and Anna this morning, I saw Renfamous tried to start a little something over the simple fact that Anna, who knows my feelings about Rose Tico, and by the way, all of the fans know my feelings about Rose Tico. They know I love her. They send me toys. They send me god-awful pop figurines. Please stop sending me those. But they send me nice stuff too. Anna went to the Star Wars convention, took a picture of a beautiful Rose Tico cosplayer and said, found her because there's currently, what is it, a book called Finding Rose Tico or something like that? It's a Where's Rose Tico? It's like a Where's Waldo kind of thing. And
that.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Yeah, there's just a big, huge, because Rose Tico's being kind of buried. By the way, those of you SJWs on Twitter who didn't like me, cutting a Rose Tico figure in half on a live stream, you're going to really hate, if you hated that, you're really going to hate Rise of Skywalker, from what I understand happens to Rose Tico in the movie. So get ready for that. I was amused by this. I was amused by Renfamous trying to kind of create a little something over this. And I said, look at this. Renfamous is trying to start a little trouble this morning. This could be kind of a fun day on social media. I actually sent a message to Anna. Like, did you see this? Do you see what they're doing?
I thought she hated you, though. I thought Renfamous hates you. And normal people who hate somebody, they'll block them and move on.
Well, no, she blocked me, but she will not move on.
But she stalks you. See, I've got those too. I've got those mental patients too.
Well, Renfamous is a paid she's a paid social media bully. Like, this is what she does, and she's
Oh yeah.
this is it's her thing, and she's decided that one of the tactics that she will use is to block me and then just endlessly talk about me so I can't see it. What she's doing to Anna and what people like her are doing to Anna is kind of the opposite. They block all of Anna's fans, and they leave Anna unblocked, and then they swarm her and attack her, and she can't get any help. She can't get any defense from people. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, and I had some of the similar stuff with some of the Brie Larson stalkers, and what I did is I took a few of the main ones, and then I went through all of their followers, and I spent like a couple of afternoons. I didn't use a blockchain or a block bot. I looked at every one of these accounts and I blocked them manually because that's the kind of crazy bitch I am, and I went after them and I made videos saying, here's a good couple of places to block if you want to check out the type of people who stalk and bully people. So most of them have left me alone, for at least the Brie bots and Brie bullies. The Star Trek ones, I was doing that too, maybe about a year ago. And they also have, like, all of these fandoms have that. I mean, did Game of Thrones have that too? The stalking accounts?
Probably.
Probably, huh?
Ethan, I got a question for you. Do you know what Ren's benefactor at Marvel, he just got replaced as the CCO by Kevin Feige today? Does that mean he's out, or is he in another position at Marvel?
No, he's still there. He is. I just read about this today, and I read about it on Bounding Into Comics. I need to find a second source for that. But that's an interesting thing. Hold on a second. Kevin Feige. Let's read this story together real quick. All right, let's see, because this happened today. Deadline seems okay. Hold on one second. You will be redirected back to your article in 6, 5, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Thank you.
So Feige is now the CCO of Marvel, but he's also, didn't they just put him in charge of the next trilogy of Star Wars?
Is he the C? Yeah. Okay. Look at this. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige adds Marvel Chief Creative Officer title.
That was Joe Quesada's title. So where is Joe now?
He's still there. Let me see here. If it
is this one of those situations where they bring in the next guy to replace you before they get rid of you? Because that was my theory when they brought him in for the Star Wars movie. They're going to kind of bring him in and see if he wants to and will do Kathy's job when they get rid of her.
Have him run everything. At least he gets results. He gives the fans what they want, and if one of his movies doesn't make $1 billion, it's considered a disappointment.
All right, here it is. Here is how the reporting structure will line up right under Feige. Dan Buckley will continue as president of Marvel Entertainment, where Ike Perlmutter remains chairman. Long a creative collaborator for Feige in publishing and development, Buckley will have a dual reporting structure going forward. Deadline here's. He will continue to oversee creative and editorial, and in that capacity, he will now report to Feige. Buckley is also responsible for publishing operations, sales, creative services, games, licensing, and events. There he will report to Perlmutter. It is expected that Joe Quesada will remain a creative lead for Marvel Comics. That's vague.
That's very vague.
Very vague.
That means that Feige is building a trebuchet right now.
Holy shit.
That will fit Joe Quesada perfectly. I mean, think about the damage that was done to the brand of Marvel Comics under this guy's tenure. I mean, so many shops are out of business. This is Joe Quesada is ground zero, patient zero for the death of Marvel Comics.
It's interesting because it was just last week that Joe Quesada, we looked at these photographs that he tweeted out about New York City Comic Con just being full of comic book fans, and therefore the comic book industry is in no real danger because there are a lot of people at this convention. This is a vague statement. It's expected Joe Quesada will remain a creative lead for Marvel Entertainment, reporting to Buckley. What does that mean? Are we demoting him to EIC or something like that? It's expected that all creative execs in publishing will report to Buckley. Interesting. I don't know. My feeling is, my suspicion is, Joe ain't going nowhere. But it'll be interesting to see now that he's been kind of booted out of his position. Same exact thing happened to Jeff Johns last year at DC Comics. He was also chief creative officer. He was booted out, and he is kind of writing for DC in a freelance way, and he's got his production studio, but he is no longer a creative lead. Wow, that is exactly what Jeff Johns is.
I'm interested in how this ties into the fact that I still believe Kevin Feige is going to take over Lucasfilm, or at least have some kind of creative input.
I thought they already gave him a.
Well, he has a film. He's working on a film. It's been announced that he's working on a film. My Lucasfilm source told me that they knew about that announcement for a year prior to it happening. So that's clearly something that's been in the works. But I believe that after Rise of Skywalker, I believe it'll be announced that Kathleen Kennedy is stepping away, blah, 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 blah. She's done a great job. And I figured it would be Feige that took over. But how does this, him being, like, this is being upped to Marvel Chief Creative Officer.
Now he's in charge of the movies and the comic books.
Yeah. So it was more of an overseeing than a directly hands-on type of thing now.
Put the guy in charge of everything, is what I say, because look what this guy, I mean, he not only was the most profitable producer at Disney Films, he's probably the most profitable producer in the history of movies.
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, he knows what he's doing with these characters. He was able to make Captain Marvel sell, which is something Joe never was able to do. Sorry, Joe.
Well, here's what might be happening. They might put him as like the head of everything for a year or two, just so it looks good on paper, before they just send him over to be in charge of Lucasfilm. Because remember, you got Kathy, who's got 2 more years on her contract. You got her leaving around the same time as Bob Iger. A lot of stuff's going to get shifted when those guys change out. There was also news today that the story group was dismantled last year, and we're just now hearing about it. So.
Okay, so a lot of stuff is making sense now. All right, so let's all combine this. I call me paranoid if you'd like to, but you're
paranoid.
I'm always right. I might be paranoid, but it's only because I'm always right, and I see this stuff happening. I see the uprising of SJWs and this harassment that's happened today to Anna and to me as something that is. Probably has something to do with this.
Yeah, they're losing power. I mean, Joe is a major SJW powerhouse at Marvel, and for him to get a demotion that's why Ren is out in force. Well, she'll self-immolate to get attention. She'll do anything. She's out there screaming at whoever will listen. So but
Anna, if you're listening right now, by the way, we had a talk with Anna, and Anna, I'll just say this: Anna is not dealing with 24 hours of harassment very well. Anna could use all the support from her fans. That
she's dealing with it remarkably, considering everything. I am so proud of her for
but
being able to tolerate this crap without
Mecca, it's intolerable.
No,
it's not something that normal people can tolerate. It's an awful, awful thing when you're constantly being told awful things about yourself from these SJWs. It's an awful, awful situation. I've been through it so many times, and I don't think Anna has. So I will just say this. I mean, if you witness this harassment against this young lady, I don't know. I'm not somebody who can. I don't think Anna's ever asked for anything like that. Anna's had a hell of a last 4 months, and I really think it's kind of brutal what these SJWs do to people. They demonize them, they harass them. They don't care. I mean, they want to kind of drive you to depression and despair. And I think you guys should be aware of that and kind of extra kind and watch over Anna a little bit.
And who was right in the middle of that attack on her but Renfamous,
who was a friend of
Joe Quesada's little finger puppet, and she's right there in the middle of it. So everything's connected in a weird way.
Yeah, I call them star fuckers. I call them they're like the dingleberry on the back of the dog that you have to cut off with scissors. They're like these little leeches that want the fame and power, and they want to impress, and they want to be on that team. So they want to, and we get them in Star Trek too. And there's been some major Star Trek stuff, but we'll get into that in a little bit if you guys want. But there's been some really similar parallels with major Star Trek news and the corporate shills coming out all in force all at once. Same thing Same thing with this. And they love having their little social media bullies go after the strong, independent females of these fandoms, of these franchises, these influential people who, people listen to Anna. She's got that check mark next to her name. It's not for nothing. It's not because she made one video that went viral. She's the real deal. And they don't like that. They don't like that people listen to her and not them.
More people listen to Anna than actually buy Marvel comics. So guys, in the chat right now, go over, subscribe to That Star Wars Girl. Subscribe to all of us. Subscribe to Cecil Says. Hit the subscribe button right here on my channel. Please hit the subscribe button on Geeks and Gamers. Hit the subscribe button on Mecha Random 42. It doesn't cost you anything. Just join.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Join up. Be a part of the Phantom Menace. Make that decision right now, and let's. We're gonna have a hell of the next 3 months, guys.
And if I may announce, CNN is working on an expose, and that's the Cecil News Network, on whether Reylos are the new incels, and are they more dangerous? And was the real triggering not the Joker for incels, but Episode 9 for Reylos? And should there be warnings at the theaters? I'm going to blow the lid off this story, but they're dangerous psychopaths, and I think we've been turning our attention to incels who did nothing at the Joker movies, but I think these Reylos may be attacking theaters soon.
Yeah, incels didn't do anything wrong. Unfairly demonized incels. The truth of the matter is, it's always been the Reylos.
And the Reylos are different because they're mostly women who look like Kathy Bates in Misery. And that's dangerous, especially when you saw what she did to James Caan's ankles. Think about it. Thank you.
Well, that's what I say about a lot of these people, that they're gonna go and steal some of these celebrities and kidnap them and lock them in their basement to protect them from us. It's like, what? I don't have any contact with these people. You're the crazy people who are on their Twitter stalking and harassing them all day.
Why isn't your name of your channel Cecil News Network? I'm not understanding. That is a perfect name. That is a perfect name. And when people stumble across them over there, it's like, what the fuck kind of news network am I here for? But it's going to fascinate them.
I'm going to share a screen, and this is part of the what I'm doing here. This is a woman in. Sorry, hold on.
I got to share it. I think
I want to see Cecil News Network as your channel name. So.
Yeah, no,
that would help the algorithm.
This is a woman in I believe in England, 24 years old, with 2,000 indecent images of children to be stored on her. She was not given jail. Is she a Reylo? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God.
That's the type of hard-hitting journalism that you can expect from my report. She probably is. She looks like one, right? She's got the look.
I don't like her, like I don't like Reylos. I mean, maybe that's all right. So here we go. This is from Bleeding Cool. A little bit more information about Joe Quesada from Jude Terror here. Joe Quesada has previously held the role of Chief Creative Officer, and both the Hollywood Reporter and Deadline reports that he will still fill a creative hole. Reporting to Marvel President Dan Buckley. All right, so comicbook.com, which has the information, oddly, that these two sources, much bigger sources, don't have, says that Quesada's new title will be EVP, which is, I think, Executive Vice President, Creative Director. Buckley will report directly to Feige alongside all of the other top-level executives. All right, so looks like Joe will be EVP, which is also Electronic Voice Phenomenon, those initials. You guys ever see that?
No.
It's when you take a tape recorder to a cemetery and then just talk into the air, and then you take the tape home and you play it, and there are ghosts on the recording.
I never hear any ghosts. I just think this is the audio playing tricks with your ears.
Zoink, Scoob.
It's pretty spooky. I used to listen to it on Art Bell all the time. They had these people who were very good.
Like, get out of here, man. This place is spook central.
Well, I watch those ghost shows all the time, and I can never hear it. I always hear something different. I'm like, you're. And I was trying. Okay, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna listen to the EVP before they tell me what they think it says, and I never hear the same thing.
Really? I mean, it seems like. Hold on a second here. We're gonna see if that's true with you. We're going all over the place today.
This is like my night stream where we do the high strangeness over on Pete's channel.
Yeah.
Only I'm way more baked then.
Whoever said Geeks and Gamers sucks in the chat, I agree. Terrible channel.
I don't. I love Geeks and Gamers.
We are 30 subs away from 199,000. Suck it, SJWs.
Damn, bro.
And I hope that Anna takes a page out of Jeremy's book and just monetizes these potential child molesters known as Reylos.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
monetize their asses, make videos about them. Nobody likes them. They're weirdos. She did nothing but compliment. She said, "I'm a fan of this artist." But if you look at what she was referring to, it wasn't just that they were like shipping them. It's that she wrote that their ages were 13 and then shipped them. And that was the part where she's like, "That's weird."
Ew.
If you look at the actual art that they were showing, she wrote age 13 to age 13, and then the next picture had them like naked, like hugging each other. So that's what Anna was referring to. It wasn't out of line for her to say this is disturbing, but she said, I'm a fan of your art, but not so much this. And that was all it took. And but she was completely right. It was weird. Why did the artist have to write age 13?
Mm-hmm.
Were they 13 when they drew it?
Oh, is it? No. It put next to the thing. Yeah.
It's just, it's again, you're an artist. Didn't that artist have like 30-something thousand followers on like, whatever? Like, you're an artist. Your art it's okay for your fans to critique your art. I mean, I know
No, it isn't.
Like, what world? Yeah, exactly. Like, what world are these people living in?
She roasted Ethan way harder than she did that girl.
Yeah.
And she's friends with
me. Dude, y'all have no idea. she is honest to her core, and it's just unbelievable. These people are such sensitive Sallies, and yeah, I next time she goes live on her channel, super chat the fuck out of her. And that drives them crazy. They can't stand it. Super chat right now.
No,
they can't
when women make money on yeah.
So sub to all of her channels, sub to Anna. If you really want to, really drive them crazy, make Anna more successful than ever, because that's the best way. They want to target her, show them that targeting her is only going to make her more successful because we're going to support her.
And if I may plug, Anna will be the host of the Jack Show this Thursday night.
There you go.
All right, so this is an EVP. All right, let's listen to this.
Wow. Well, they're so wild. Well, they're so wild. Well, they're so wild. Well, they're so.
Wow, what do you think of that? Are you inspired by that? Do you are you convinced?
I want to pick apart and see like if they picked up like a next door like audio interference. I want to see what the circumstances was. I want to see, okay, did they have a vent somewhere that they could hear? Was a window open outside? Because that's a little too clear to be a ghost per se. A lot of the time when you get like a ghost voice, it's going to be at a different speed, then it'll be a lot faster.
A lot of times when you get a ghost voice, a lot of times.
Yeah, because apparently, well, one of the theories is that a lot of the time it'll be really sped up. It'll kind of go through really, really quickly or at a higher pitch because the supposed afterlife is going to be moving at a different time.
They're on a different frequency then.
Yeah, and
they're on a different frequency.
Mecca and I are supposed to do a car video at some point, and we're gonna go do a ghost car video
for Halloween. That's a great idea.
I'm not gonna pull it off that soon, but at some point we're gonna make that happen, Mecca.
Let's do some EVPs.
See, I want to go up to the Stanley, the haunted hotel. I'm not that far from it.
Nice.
All right, so here's another one. Here's another. This video is a little bit longer, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Here we go. This guy goes to the Oregon coast to find ghosts, guys. He thought he heard a voice. All right, let's see. And this is real. I didn't just make this up.
Like we left the sink running?
Totally real.
We left the sink running? Like we left 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 like we left.
Whoa.
I know. Shh. I know. Shh. I know. Shh. I know. Shh. I know.
I hear it.
Shh. I know. Shh.
That sounds like the same voice,
I know.
It does.
but it's so clear.
Yeah.
It is way too clear.
A lot of people think this is fake.
I think it's somebody else talking in the house or a neighbor.
Yeah.
I think the only way to get to the bottom of this
Why
is
are people afraid of ghosts anyway? They
Well,
can't touch you.
well, and that's
Yes,
that.
they
You
can.
messed up my segue, Cecil, because you could have picked up on. But I was like, I'm looking at the most trusted name in YouTube news, and that's the Cecil News Network to
Yeah.
cover this.
Yeah.
I will cover it. I have a ghost story. A ghost once got me, actually stopped me from getting laid. I was at a place called the Glen Cove Mansion in Long Island with a girlfriend, and we were by the pool. And she looked up and she said, "Oh, there's a wedding here today. I just saw the bride up in the window at the top of the hotel." And it's really old. It's an old mansion that was turned into a hotel. And when we went inside, my girlfriend said, "Oh, when's the wedding?" And then she said, "There's no wedding here this weekend." And she said, "But I saw a bride in the window." And the receptionist was like, "Oh, you saw the bride. Everybody sees her. This place is haunted." And then my girlfriend was like, "We're getting the fuck out of here." And we were just coming up from the pool. I was supposed to get laid, and then I had stupid fucking ghosts. I hate ghosts.
At least you have a good reason, you know?
I've never heard of a ghost cock blocking somebody before. You're
Well,
kind
this
of
one did
awesome, but terrible at the same time.
the bride. And I mean, it was just annoying because I was like, you just saw the curtains or something. There was no bride.
Mm.
But the people at the hotel said, yeah, people have seen the bride before, and then we went online and people have seen weird shit in that hotel. It's like a really old mansion on the Gold Coast of Long Island.
Have you guys ever seen a ghost?
No, that was the closest I ever came.
Okay, yes, and then I've had a lot of ghost experiences, but I am supposedly sensitive to it anyway. But I don't know, and that sucks because I'm like the stone cold skeptic of everybody. But I'm like, yeah, but ghosts are kind of a real thing. It might not be a dead person though. Like when I was working in Las Vegas at one of the department stores, there was a woman in kind of an old 1800s-y, just one of those full dresses, that really big, poofy. You could hear her swooshing through the store, and there was nobody who matched that description working at a department store that early in the morning when it's closed. So everybody else would wear jeans and stuff at the store. So I saw like the glance. It's one of those things. They're always out of the corner of your eye. They're never like full body there, and they always disappear quickly. It's almost like you're seeing them with your mind's eye or with your third eye sometimes. But then I've had other experiences where I've been in like hotels where you'll hear people running up and down the halls, and like little kids, and there's no kids in the hotel. And I had a boyfriend of mine at the time. We went to a Rocky Erickson concert in San Francisco, haunted as crap. He swore there was something under the bed. He's like, look under the bed, look under the bed. There's only maybe an inch under the bed. There's no way a person could have dove under the bed, but he swore he saw somebody dive under the bed. And I told him, I swore I saw, when I was like either a dream or I was like half asleep or whatever, I saw two maids walk into the room and they were dressed in like 1900s attire, but I can't tell if I was dreaming or like kind of halfway in and out or whatever. And it also felt like the bed floated.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I saw a ghost, Mecca. I'm insensitive.
Well, I would like to become a Ghostbuster specifically for that
Kick my
ghost. That ghost stopped me from busting, and busting makes me feel good.
I don't know. I know with that.
Cecil.
Like what's his name? Ray Parker Jr. says.
Cecil, that wasn't even, that wasn't
Busting
based
makes
on
me
anything
feel
real.
good. And that ghost stopped me from busting.
Cecil, I don't even believe you. I really don't think you were cock blocked by a ghost.
You
I
think she
kind of
made it
feel
up
like
to
you
not?
made that
You think she
story
made
up.
it up just to get out of having sex with me? I would have. I don't blame her. That's the truth.
Look out, a werewolf. Sorry, can't have sex with you, Cecil. Doesn't that seem more plausible to you than an actual? You know what I mean?
I wasn't the gelatinous mess I am these days. I was actually quite in shape at the time.
I just feel like yeah, it just seems like a better excuse. Better excuse. Just always go to the more likely explanation.
Occam's razor is what you're going for.
Occam's razor. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. All right, look, I was going to tell you a story about my supernatural experience, but I won't now.
No, I
Go
want to
ahead,
hear it.
no.
No, it's going to make Cecil ejaculate. I'm not going to do it.
You're right.
Did you get like what Dan Aykroyd got in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I know. My mom deleted that off of that. When my mom pirated Ghostbusters on VHS, like this is, I always tell this because people don't understand what it was like in the 80s. You young people, you don't understand. It's like VCRs were new and everybody had just one, and videotapes were way too expensive. They're like $80 for a copy of like E.T. I mean, it's ridiculous. You couldn't afford to own a video. You rented them for $2.99. So what my mom did and all the other neighborhood, ladies, they would kind of say, okay, you let me have your VCR for the day and we'll hook them up and then we'll pirate these movies. We'll share expenses, for the rentals and for the blank tapes. And my mom was Mormon. Now she's Wiccan. And she is. She thinks she's a mother of the earth. That's her whole thing. She's a hippie.
Explains a lot. This explains a lot now.
Yeah.
My mom's also a hippie, so.
Well, my mom wouldn't she would edit out the filth, out of the movies. And, so Ghostbusters, that scene where Dan Aykroyd gets a supernatural BJ, it stopped for a minute on the video and then just horizontal hold lines go up the screen and then, it's 10 seconds later. I always wondered, that's called the Streisand effect, Mom. I can just go back and find out what you were trying to hide from me. If you just showed me at age 10 or whatever I was, I wouldn't have known. But then you made me curious.
By the way, that movie is one of those Halloween outdoor movies that's shown for every group of schools, and they always forget about that scene. And it's the weirdest thing to watch, the adults look at each other while this is being played, and a bunch of 5-year-olds are watching Dan Aykroyd get a blowjob
from a ghost. I know.
Everybody forgets about it. They're like, "Oh fuck, I forgot that shit was in there."
As soon as I learned that you could get a BJ from a ghost, I bought a Ouija board. You know what I mean? Honestly, that changed my whole life. I blame my mom. That's another thing I blame my mom for. I want to go back in time and just,
Wait, your mom went from censoring Dukes of Hazzard and Ghostbusters to becoming a witch?
Yes.
Isn't
that awesome?
That's the greatest story I've ever heard. How did I not know this?
My mom has done, Jeremy, my mom actually reads my tarot cards, And by the way, tarot cards are the most passive-aggressive thing in the world because it'll say something and then the person reading your tarot cards will tell you that it means nothing. It means the opposite. So my mom is doing it. She's like, I'm going to do your tarot card reading, son. I'm like, okay, Mom. And she, I'm like, okay, Mom. And I roll my eyes and I sit down. She's like, let me do it. So she starts, giving me my cards and she says, this is the king card, son. I said, it's the king. It's like the regular deck of cards, Mom. She's like, no, this is the king card. It means that you are, it means kinghood. I'm like, so this means I'm going to be really important and my life's going to be great. I'm going to be the king of something. She said, no, it means the opposite of that. It means she saw me get happy. And then she said, no, it means the opposite. It's ironic.
She was like, no, it means you're going to be heavy like Henry VIII.
Well, it's the death card never means you're going to die. It just means a giant change of something, I think, right? It's the tower is the one that means destruction.
Yeah, but why? That's just completely arbitrary based on how you feel. If you see someone getting cocky because you're giving them a really good tarot card reading, then you just say, no, it means the opposite of that. You know, it means that you're going to be sodomized in prison for the rest of your life. And you're just like, I that's not what that said. No, that's what it meant, though. That's what it meant. Like, God damn it. So, yeah, she's a Wiccan. She does all that stuff. My mom, you know, Earth Mother. She calls herself Earth Mother. You know,
They're saying get Cyberfrog tarot cards in chat. That would be amazing. You should draw a tarot card deck. That would be cool. I'd buy that.
My tarot cards, if I did Cyberfrog tarot cards, they would just be bad news. Like, I would just be honest and forthright. There would only be one interpretation. You know?
I would buy that in a second. I collect like tarot card fortune tellings.
Oh,
yeah, it would just say sodomized in prison. That's what it would say. And it would be a picture of you being sodomized in prison. Like, that's all it would be.
by the way, for Lady Alchemy's campaign, that was one of her tiers, is you get a set of tarot cards.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you get sodomized in prison.
You get sodomized in prison.
No.
Jeremy, what do you think of this nonsense? Is this the worst episode of High Council you've ever attended, even though you quit? Everyone's saying, you know, ever since Jeremy quit the High Council, he's on the High Council more than Ethan is.
No, Jeremy, because it's only he's here because he wants to be, he doesn't have to be.
Well, he's got us muted anyway. He's got himself muted, so he doesn't have to listen to our
Probably
nonsense.
fighting a ghost right now.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to the first story. Is this the first, the third, the second? I'm not sure, but this is real, though. This is actual news. No, this would be the second actual news story of the day. Brie Larson can't stop, won't stop, trying to join the Star Wars franchise, guys.
Oh, Brie Larson can suck a dick.
Sorry.
You sound
she
like
probably did. She probably did to get her job.
you sound like Kevin Feige right now.
I know. You made the joke. You made the joke before. No.
I'm not
Oh
asleep
my
in my car.
This is why the people have been out in full force about this dumb bitch. I counted. They wrote like 10 articles over the weekend about this woman in comicbook.com.
Yeah, they're really trying to make this happen here. And
It will happen. It's 100% going to happen because it's going to be a spiteful move by Marvel. It's just another, like,
Oh, I'm going to laugh all the way. I mean, I want a trip to Japan, and I really, really want Brie Larson to lead a Star Wars movie so I can make that happen.
I am alive. What were you guys saying about me? The chat's like saying all really offensive things, and I'm really upset.
no.
talking about getting sodomized in prison. We were. I mean,
I
that's
did put BRB in the chat, private chat, guys. Let you know I'd be right back.
The CAF
Yeah.
production says Jeremy has time to mute himself, but not for the High Council.
All I got to say is cab video fly. That's it.
Yeah.
Video fly. Video fly.
I can't stop thinking about that. It's so good.
Brie Larson can't stop, won't stop, trying to join the Star Wars franchise. Look at her there.
Oh,
She
man.
looks so enthused. Like, who can stand in the way of this woman just staring off into
charisma.
space?
She looks like she's waiting in line at the bank.
Pure
She's got a-
charisma.
Yeah, charisma. A t-shirt that says Ninny. She's just sitting there looking like a dope.
Oh, that's a bootleg Diane Schnell's t-shirt, too.
Is it really?
Yeah, you can tell because the line is the wrong thickness. The actual designer of the shirt, the guy who made the logo, called her out on it. And then all of a sudden, they had a special Captain Marvel 9-inch nail shirt. So I think they made a deal.
Very interesting. I don't like 9-inch nails anymore.
I mean,
Because of that photo,
Yeah.
she
you
ruined
know.
it for you.
your boy Zach is in the chat and he has up a question.
Okay, your boy Zach is in the chat. He says, "Did you all cover the photo of Brie meeting a guy who saw Captain Marvel 150 times?"
Was she covering him with a net?
Oh, that's one of the other ones that were out. Oh God, you guys have to. Oh, I don't know if I want to subject you to her Vanity Fair interview, or it wasn't an interview; it was a speech.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you
We did a little commentary during my 9-hour stream the other night.
The power of women.
I'm not
Uh,
playing. I didn't. When I played Captain Marvel, I wasn't playing, a superhero. I was playing a person.
Oh, this one's better.
Oh, my
This
God.
one's better. Oh yeah, the I didn't want to be a hero. I just wanted to be a person. Yeah, that one's good. That
But
one's good.
it's not how it worked out, Brie. You ended up being a hero and a person. A hero and a person. No, I don't like Nine Inch Nails, chat. I like that song Head Like A-Hole, but that's the only one that I like.
I like
Head Like
Sin. That was a
A-Hole
good
is my favorite song. Okay, let's scroll down. In recent weeks, Brie Larson hasn't been shy about her desire to become a part of the Star Wars universe. It started when a wave of speculation was generated by the news that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is currently developing his own story set in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and it has sparked a campaign of sorts from the star of Captain Marvel. By the way, how wonderful is it that we are watching Rian Johnson have to back away from his trilogy now?
It's so beautiful. It's
God,
so beautiful. And you know what they're going to say is, I mean, because we were right the whole time, but the SJW is going to say that we bullied him out of his trilogy. A Phantom Menace. Number one, we don't matter. We have no impact. And then secondly, once it happens, then of course it's our fault. These people make no sense whatsoever.
Well, if we bullied Rian Johnson out of his trilogy, let's just add that to our list of accomplishments, which is growing. I mean, we're doing pretty good.
Well done.
Frankly. Yeah. High five, everyone.
High five.
Okay. Last month, the Academy Award-winning actor posted a photo of herself wearing a Jedi cloak. Ooh, I can't wait to click on this. Is this going to be porn? Ew. Ew, look at this.
Oh, that's the one where she's buggering C-3PO, right?
Yeah, look, I'm leaning on off-model C-3PO. Why can't they get C-3PO right? She's at Disney, and look at this. This isn't C-3PO. It's wrong. His face is all wrong, Jeremy.
It is. It looks like a Ben Cooper mask.
Who's the little boy next to him?
Or so I'm told. I'm way too young to know about that.
Did someone say Star Horse? No, Star Horse. Okay, very good, Brie. Last month, she took that picture wielding a lightsaber and hanging out with C-3PO. And now she's following.
I love this one.
What?
I love this picture.
Okay, now she's oh, I'm gonna hate this picture. I saw another one with the hammer of Thor.
I've got a video coming. I'm trying to get around copyright. It's great. It's gonna be coming.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Here she is.
Yay, Captain Mom Jeans.
Queen with a K-W-E-N. Queen.
Oh,
she has mom jeans.
Yeah. Mom Jean Jedi. I love her. Captain People, the Mom Jean Jedi.
You know, are these coming back into style like Z Cavaricci's, the high-waisted jeans of 1989?
No, they're not.
They're not coming back into style. I mean, eventually everything does. You know, they said that bell bottoms weren't going to come back into style, and they.
You know, when you switch pictures and you could change the torso and the legs and the head and one of those. This looks like somebody did the torso of a 15-year-old boy and the legs of a 45-year-old lesbian.
Yeah, that's interesting. This could be, by the way, yeah, this is a boy's body here. This is a boy's body. And then oh, it's weird. Oh, this picture's freaking me out. The more I look at it, the more upsetting it is.
It's Captain Person, the Mom Jean Jedi, though.
Those pants say, "You like the deck? Put it in myself."
All right, Future Jedi at hashtag Ace Comic Con. Ace Comic Con is an annual fan convention that takes place at Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. It is? Isn't that C2E2? No. Rosemont used to be Wizard World, Chicago. That's interesting. Brie Larson took part in the festivities this past weekend while the event was in full swing. Stopping by the photo booth, the actor struck a pose with one of science fiction's most iconic weapons. All right. So, yeah, she's trying real hard. I think she's going to get in. But you know what? Then
she's in. Please.
Yeah, she's already in. If they've been leaking pictures of her.
Happening. They're already bracing us for it.
Hold on. No, I don't. Rethink that. If she was actually in, would they let her be running around ruining the surprise? I mean, just to irritate.
No, they're building up the excitement. That's
yeah.
Is this building excitement?
Yeah, well, for me it is.
Me too. I'm planning my trip right now.
Oh my god, she's just so horrible. I don't know.
I love her. I think I'm turning on her. I think I'm finally starting to love her. It might be Stockholm syndrome.
Might be like the Tico thing where you're
starting
to.
go all in on the Tico.
Where is the clip that you were talking about? Was she talking about Star Wars?
No, I have no idea what the crap she's talking about. It's weird crap like what the crap she's saying. A whole bunch of stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like the elixir of your environment is instrumental to being an expert on where you're at, or something crazy.
I have one thing to say to that.
Shut that cunt's mouth or I'll come over there.
Oh!
I don't know what she. I don't know if she's high as a kite or is this some cult or. I am fascinated. There's this new movie she's doing, and I am like wondering what the crap is this about, because she's quoting the person from the movie in this variety little. I guess it's a blurb or whatever, Twitter blurb. I don't know what she's talking about. She's just crazy.
I thought you were going to play the Christian Bale rant audio there. That's the greatest rant of all time, by the way.
Good for you.
Good for you.
It's distracting.
Have you heard it, Ethan?
I think I heard it on Howard Stern once a long time ago.
Greatest thing ever.
I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
You gonna trash your fucking lights? Oh, that's so good.
And you're walking, do, while Bree's doing the line. It's distracting.
Wait. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on a second. I need to hear it again. Sorry, guys. We're all over the place today. By the way, I typed in Christian Bale into YouTube, and it just immediately came up Christian Bale rant.
There's also the Christian Bale versus Bill O'Reilly one, where O'Reilly kind of loses it on Inside Edition, and they kind of act like him and Bale are fighting. It is such a great mashup. Amazing.
Good for you.
Good for you. And how was it?
I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
Rob has it on his soundboard.
Seriously, me and you are done professionally.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to find this. Oh, what the hell?
I'll always be a fan after that one. I don't give a shit. That's the greatest rant ever.
That was his best performance.
Absolutely.
You know
I like Christian Bale. I really like that guy, though.
You know what that all was, though? If you look at him in that movie, that was during the Terminator filming.
Yeah.
These guys go from like, normal builds to like jacked in like 6 weeks. It's because they get thrown on a cycle of steroids and they get hit the gym really hard. All the Marvel guys do it. You don't think like Paul Rudd did a cycle like before Ant-Man? The guy's 50 years old. He's never been in shape. And all of a sudden he's got muscles. They all do the same routine, but like you get angry really easy when you're on steroids. So yeah, he like was flipping out over a fucking lighting guy walking around in the background.
It's distracting. Okay, hold on. Let me hear this.
Distracting.
Here we go. All right.
Do.
Kick your fucking ass. I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
Jesus.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 fucking second. What the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Professional or not? Yes, I am. Do I fucking walk around and rip that? No, shut the fuck up, Bruce. Do I want? No. Don't shut me up.
No.
Am I gonna walk around and rip your fucking lights down in the middle of a scene? Then why the fuck are you walking right through? Like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you? What don't you fucking understand? You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's fucking distracting having somebody walking up behind Bryce in the middle of the fucking scene? Give me a fucking answer. What don't you get about it?
I was looking at the light.
Oh, good for you. And how was it? I hope it was fucking good because it's useless now, isn't it? Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Just yelled at by some maniac.
Look, G, you got fucking something to say to this prick?
That's the director.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
And keeping an eye on him. There's a second time that he doesn't give a fuck about what is going on in front of the camera.
I love how aggressive he says
All right.
fuck.
I'm trying to fucking do a scene here, and I'm going, why the fuck is Shane walking in there?
What is he doing?
There? Do you understand my mind is not in the scene if you're doing that?
The guy did kind of deserve it.
Yeah, but he
fucking set, man.
He did apologize like a lot.
Yeah.
Right, let's go again. Let's not take a fucking minute. Let's go again. Let's not have you fucking walking in. Can I have Tom put this on, please?
It ain't over.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
You can't win.
Number of times you're strolling and fucking around in the background. You never had a DP behave like this. You don't fucking understand what it's like working with actors. That's what that is. That's what that is, man. I'm telling you. I'm not asking. I'm telling you. You wouldn't have done that otherwise. I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. You up for a second, all right? I'm gonna go. You want me to go fucking trash your lights? You want me to fucking trash them? Then why are you trashing my scene? You are trashing my scene.
You are.
You do it one more fucking time, and I ain't working on this set if you're still hired. I'm fucking serious. You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. But I don't fucking cut it when you're bullshitting and fucking around like this on set.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, you
Stop
might get
talking.
it. He doesn't fucking get it.
I get it.
You might.
I get it.
He does not get it.
This is steroids right here, straight up. This guy's got a
You just shut your mouth. He keeps
No,
talking
I don't
back.
need any fucking walking. He needs to stop walking. I ain't the one walking.
I actually kind of understand where Christian Bale's coming from.
No, I can too. And
I
here's
do
the,
too.
here's the
It's
thing
like you're
about
on
it.
a green screen background. Everything is in your mind. You're pretending you're in this scene.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking dude walking by with lights on his shoulder, like fucking in the background behind the director. You're like, can you fucking wait till the scene's over? I get it, but he fucking lost his fucking mind.
Look, at the end of the day, we talk about actors and how a lot of them phone it in. This motherfucker cares about
No,
his.
he cares, right?
He
But
cares.
also, he freaked out. He could have been like, what was the guy's name? McG? Is that was the director? He could have been like, can you make sure? Could you just tell everybody to stop walking while we're doing the scene? And it could have just went right back to it. But those steroids were flowing. And he
love
was
it, dude.
like, we're going, oh, I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
Wait.
Done
There's more.
professionally.
We're done professionally.
Fucking ass.
See if you can. It's real quick. See if you can find Bill O'Reilly and Christian Bale. Like it's so good. It's
Are
just a
you
little.
serious?
Oh yeah, because have you ever seen the Inside Edition where Bill O'Reilly loses it?
Yeah.
We'll do it live. Well, somebody mashed up Bale's freak out with O'Reilly's like they're screaming at each other. It's amazing.
Okay. Hold on.
What does it mean? There were no words here.
Okay. Hold on.
It's wasting.
I want to be like this. I
Hashtag
need to
Bale.
take
Hashtag
steroids.
Bale did nothing wrong.
Yeah. I don't know why I don't take steroids.
I think during that time period, he also like choked his mother and sister out. Cause like, yeah, these guys like seriously have to get into like, superhero build in like 6 weeks.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
What don't you fucking understand?
There's no words there to play us out. What does that mean? To play us out?
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur. What don't you get about it? Are you professional or not?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Can we go?
No.
All right, go.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
That's tomorrow, and that is.
Give me a fucking answer.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay.
Hey, let's go again.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh, good for you.
Brain sucks.
Fucking ass. You don't shut up for a second, all right?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Stay off the fucking set, man. Seriously, man. You and me, we're fucking unprofessional.
So good.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
What is this about Paul Anka? Did Paul Anka do one too? Somebody in the chat said not do Paul Anka. I'm going to see Paul Anka.
Paul Anka's alive?
Yeah, I'm going to see him November 15th.
Oh my God, you are the Grim Reaper.
Well, I mean, time's running out.
Holy smokes.
You gotta see Paul Anka.
I'm actually glad you're not a fan of the Rolling Stones. I would like to see them.
Yeah, I would. I'm sure I would take out the Rolling Stones if I went to see them. I'm sure that would be it.
I was begging you to come over to the Meadowlands to watch them, but now I'm glad you said no.
Yeah,
you love the Beatles, right?
I love the beat. Well,
got 2 down, 2 to go.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ringo and Paul are doing something on the new Ringo album. I could care less. They're doing a John Lennon track. They're doing "Grow Old with Me" together, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'm not into it. And you can get it now on iTunes. I skipped it, so I feel like I'm losing out on the Beatles. I'm getting sick of them. Paul Anka, I'm all about Paul Anka. He was way better than the Beatles ever were.
All about Paul Anka.
Well, listen, what does Paul Anka do that we both, we both have in common? I mean, he wrote "My Way," which is one of our biggest standards, you and me.
True.
So I'm going to see Paul Anka sings Sinatra. Nowadays, if you go to any of these old timers and their shows, and we go to all of them, me and Andrew go to all of them, there's a 5-minute break where they talk about how Sinatra's dead and they're still sucking him off. Like there's a 5-minute break where they go, I'll tell you, Sinatra, what a great man, everyone. What a great man. And they hang their heads, and then a little video tribute to Sinatra goes on behind them. You know what I mean? I mean, even what's his name? Frankie Avalon did that. I'm like, you didn't know Sinatra.
My favorite one was my favorite is the Don Rickles Sinatra story. You know that one?
Oh yeah, where he's like Sinatra.
He's on a date, and he's like, he begs Frank, please, I'm on a date with this girl. Come over, say hello. It'll impress her. So he's like, they're at the dinner table, and Frank walks over and goes, hey, how you doing, Don? He goes, Frank, do you mind? I'm on a date. Can you get out of here?
Talking to important people. Beat it, Frank. Yeah. Don Rickles. Well, I went to see Don Rickles too. Yeah, I took Andrea to see Don Rickles in Atlantic City.
How many minutes before he died?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. He died 2 weeks later.
Did you kill Don Rickles?
No, and despite allegations.
What date is the Paul Anka show?
November 15th.
All right, everybody who wants to get their Paul Anka album signed, get it done before November 15th.
I'm sure
it's going to be in the front row.
Yeah. Well, there's a Paul Anka rant here, and it goes on for 8 minutes and 54 seconds, which I think might be too long. There's also there's one. Okay, all right. This one is dedicated to that Star Wars girl. All right, we're gonna do a different celebrity blowing their top.
People are writing R.I.P. Paul Anka in the chat.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Boom. William Shatner.
In a recording session. It's just so great. It really goes on a while, too. That's what's great about it. It's just...
This is not a quick one, huh?
Sabotage.
I've met Shatner tons of times.
And I would like to invite you to take a journey with me
on Twitter.
in the 21st century. So
that's his daughter. It's not really him.
And look very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay?
Can there be a little more excitement in the beginning?
I love it. Okay. All right.
It sounded like really super laid back.
Well, I'm saying, okay.
How dare
I'll try
you.
and do that. Let's do take two. This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. Speak up. And maybe you better do it the way you hear it. Do it for me. No, I mean, just go ahead.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear.
Is that the way you'd like me to do it?
He mimics him now. It's so fucking
Okay,
he's
right.
cruel.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay, so I think that came pretty close.
Are you making fun of me?
No. I believe that you asked if that was about the way you did it. I wasn't jesting.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No. I insist. Now, what I want you to do is is that satisfactory to you?
I don't know. Maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut.
No, because if your mouth were open, you'd have popped some pills in them. So do the next paragraph for me so I can get an idea of how you want it. This is page 2.
Well, I don't know. I really don't want to because I think you actually have a much better feel.
No, I don't think I do. I would like to hear you read the second paragraph so I can do it that way.
It's fucking cruel.
I really, now that I looked at the different things you did, I really like the first one.
No, I like it better the way you did it. I insist that you show me how to do page 2.
Oh,
I mean it. Please read so I can get an idea of what you want. No, I'm going to do it the way you think it should go. No, I am going to do it the way you're reading it. Okay? I know you're here to see that I do it the way the company wants it, so I'm going to do it the way you read it.
Well, but I don't want you.
But you're telling me how you want me to do it.
Well, I'm sorry.
No. I am going to do it your way. No, there's no apology necessary. You know what you want. You know what you want. I mean, you come in here and you don't know what you want?
Well, I come in here because I know you're a professional. I mean, and you know how to do it. And I'm sorry I even said anything.
No, I am going to do it the way you want. Every paragraph.
He
and you'll send it back to town, and you'll see whether, I hope it will please everybody else. As long as I'm pleasing you, that's all that matters.
I don't feel right about doing that, but I really.
Well, no, you felt you wanted something done on the first paragraph. I'm trying to do what you want. Okay, let's lay down the second paragraph.
Wow.
That's amazing, dude.
That's
Boy,
great.
did he jerk him.
William Shatner. And he's like that too. He's kind of like that.
Tell William Shatner how to be William Shatner. He's been doing that fucking act for fucking 60 years.
Well, you don't do that to anyone who's that old. I mean,
Right.
Somebody who's been in show business for that long, you want to sit there and some peon in the recording booth give him a direction like that? I mean, he's just like, bitch.
I think
maybe you've heard of me.
That guy just felt like he had to earn his pay by. Oh, did you meet him?
Yeah, we met it. Well, this is the crap. This is the screw up one. Rob has the one that's autographed. But yeah, we got to meet him in Vegas.
I just felt like the guy in the booth felt like he had to do something, so he's like, "Yeah, do it again like this," and then he shouldn't.
He'd never have done that. Jeremy, what do you think of that?
I mean, Shatner being Shatner.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that, and it's awesome. I love it. Like, these people, how do you not appreciate that?
How do you tell Shatner to talk like Shatner? He's literally the only person on earth that talks with that cadence.
Just say, "Hey, do it your way."
Have you ever met somebody who's like, "Oh wow"? Ethan, you've met thousands of people. You go on these conventions. Have you ever met anyone with a natural William Shatner cadence?
No. I mean, that's
one person on earth talks like that. You don't direct him.
And you imitate it, and then you know exactly who it is. I mean, that's why, it's like William Shatner is entirely unique. But it's funny. It's like I listened to all those rants, and yeah, I like William Shatner more. I like Christian Bale more. I don't think I like Bill O'Reilly more, but I do like Christian Bale more. And this is the thing. Like Christian Bale has to be the most intense dude in the world. Like literally, when you watch that, when you listen to that, you go, yeah, he's not fucking around. He's serious. Like he takes acting very, very seriously. He gets in that mood. He gets in that moment, and like he is just on another planet. I met Christian Bale in 2004. At Chicago, Wizard World Chicago. And it was because Jeff Johns and I were about to announce Green Lantern Rebirth. And we were on a stage at a panel. And all of a sudden, like we had talked about it, we showed our little slideshow and a surprise happened. The lights go out and everybody's like, and the guy's like, please stay in your seats. We have surprise guests. The lights come back on and me and Jeff are bookended by Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan. Who were in Chicago filming Batman Begins. And it was fucking awesome, beyond belief. And they showed all of the footage of the Bat Tumbler that they just shot. Like they showed that. The crowd was overwhelmed. Christian Bale was sitting close to me with his cap pulled down over his eyes, and his arms were crossed, and he was just slouched in his chair. And Christopher Nolan said, you'll have to excuse Christian. He's still in character. He's Batman right now, and he's not going to talk to any of you. And some people laughed.
Nice to meet you, Ethan.
His Batman is basically Richard Nixon now. Swear to me. It's the same character. But some people laughed, but he was dead serious. Like he had that cap pulled down over his eyes. His arms were crossed. And, he was not going to entertain or talk to the crowd at all. He was just there. And it was super cool. I will treasure that moment. The great thing about being in comics is that, yeah, I've met so many cool people and like been through, during important points in comic book history. Frank Miller, right when he did the sequel to Dark Knight Returns, I got to talk to him and find out what he was thinking just as that thing was about to bomb big time. Good stuff. All right, let me read some super chats and see what you guys, think about all of this nonsense. Conspiracy in Comics says, "Oi, Solstice Tales of Bardic Fury is live now on Indiegogo. A bard in ancient Ireland who gets sent to a town that never heard music. Pre-order today." Angel Rodriguez says, "EVS, you call the chat moderators wrenchmen?" Yeah, sometimes. Mark C says, "Kevin Feige was announced as chief creative officer for Marvel today. Is that studio or entertainment? Did Joe Q just lose his job?" Yes, he was. They invented a new job for him. Amateur Ant. I love that. It's like, okay, you are vice something of entertainment media conglomerate. Yeah.
He's like Milton in Office Space. They keep pushing him into a different cubicle. He's going to end up in the fucking basement. Who am I in charge of again?
We'll just tell you who you answer to. Okay. I mean, that's, oh, for goodness sakes. Amateur Ant says, "I'm not sane, but I love all you nerds. We love you too." Geeky Candy says, "Hail to the highest of the high councils." Thank you, Geeky Candy. J Money J, thanks for $4.99, says, "What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Mecha Random 42?
What's up?
What's up?
Okay. Gark777, thanks for $10, says, "Jeremy's got time to shoot missiles and be mad, but he doesn't have time for the High Council." Are you shooting missiles?
That was the rant I was going on in the beginning about the thing with Anna. I think that's what they were talking about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
By the way, I did misquoted her earlier because she did not say that the art or the Reylo art was disgusting. She said it was disturbing. I just want to clarify that really quick. So my apologies.
So I'll take disgusting. I'll say it was disgusting. I didn't see it. I don't know. Steve Renault says, "Wait, the SJWs are pissed about that?" Yes. No, they're not really. The SJWs are never truly angry about any one particular thing. They're just looking for something. They're trying to find a narrative. They tried to find anything to hem Anna up with, and then they realized they could try to also bring me into it and hem me up too. It's all bullshit. Just laugh at these people. They are, of course, the worst human beings on the face of the earth. Still salty about 2016. Saltier yet to come, 2020. Let's see. Swinging Cod says, "It was a planned campaign by the Queen Troll, mother of the blue-haired land whales. She whose name was trademarked by Tug. Yeah, that's right. Umbrella Guy actually trademarked Renfamous. He's putting out Renfamous product. You know, he's literally monetizing SJWs. I have to salute him for.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Steve Renault says these TDS infected Trump derangement syndrome infected SJWs are garbage tier. I agree. Everybody's saying bring Anna on, but Anna is not in the chat. I just checked real quick to see if Anna wanted to come on, but she is not there.
She just commented.
Oh, she did. Okay. Yeah, Anna, if you want to come on, feel free. You know, we'll let you on, but just let us know. Darkman McEdgeface, thanks for $5. Says, Uncle E, are you free this week or next? Weeknights around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Graded 0.5 would love to hang out with you for a night. Yeah, sure. What is this? Yeah. Send me a little message and I think I'll do it. J Money J says, no, she is not doing anything negative. Of course not. Of course, referring to Anna.
By the way, Anna has the link.
Yeah, Anna has the link. She can get in if she wants to. Let's see. Anna probably had an aggressive scent, says Walking Tin Can. Jeremy's Star Wars hat says, hashtag hatless annals, hatless Anna. Oh, wait. Hatless Anna is evil. And then hashtag cancel Jeremy. Justin, that took a long time to figure out what it said. Justin Roberts, thanks for $2, says this is the same as fake news, fake outrage. Vince Keith, thank you for $2, says seems like a public SJW blacklist might be useful. Lost Jedi 22 is a new member. Thank you for joining the channel, my friend. Those of you who are new in the chat right now, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and clicking that bell for notifications. YouTube is beating the hell out of my channel because I'm doing nothing but like live streams lately, but we're going to turn that around and start doing regular recorded videos and ask Jeremy to like give me a little push. Michael Daler says, so glad to catch a High Council live. Love y'all. Keep it up. The crazy SJWs will never stop the Phantom Menace. Conspiracy and Comics, thanks for $5. Stop letting these radical partisan weirdos get in your head so badly. Delete Twitter and they lose all power. Get Oi Solstice on Indiegogo today. Antonio Cardina says, ismphobe here. Cineraf 653 says, hail the Phantom Menace. Keep fighting against this cultural plague of social engineering. Spike in Madness, thank you for $5. Got my Battletoads book. Thanks, Ethan. I love the cinematic opening with the credits in between panels. Heather is a babe. Froggy's cool. And I love Sal. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Big Pun says for $5, we are the Phantom Menace. Our collective pimp hand is strong and the reckoning is upon you. Richard Carter, thanks for $2, says, long live the EU, in parentheses, legends. Jag, thanks for $5. So instead of comics full of bad art, writing, and characters and SJWs, it will now under Feige have all of that on top of just being variations of Iron Man 1. That's probably true. Clumsy K, thanks for $5. Prediction: the wokesters will all be recruited by China to push censorship in the U.S. They are broke, and China has the money to buy their meager souls. Joseph Diaz, thanks for $5. Says, Cecil, apparently the Q Lazarus lady refuses to copyright people for goodbye horses. Have fun with it.
Yeah, she didn't. And I wanted to say one thing to her. She did not strike me, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you're allowed to use goodbye horses?
Yeah, but I got hit by Eminem. He nailed me.
What?
I used like 3 seconds of Lose Yourself. Because I was talking about Miggs in Silence of the Lambs and what a miracle shot that was, that it got a face shot on Jodie Foster.
1 in a million.
1 in a million. So I started playing the beginning of that Eminem song. It's like, if you had one shot, I started playing that part, talking about him.
If you only had one shot.
And I only played like, I don't know, 10 seconds. It was just that talk up and I got nailed.
Yeah. I like Goodbye Horses, though. You're right. That song seems to appear in a lot of YouTube videos, and I wondered if it was copyright free. Also, the other song is Only Time by Enya is a fun one.
Is that a free one, too?
I've used it before, and I did not get struck.
That doesn't mean it's free.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't be sure, but I've used Enya's Only Time, and that's another good song to create a mood. To use ironically.
Absolutely.
Um,
I'm going to use Goodbye Horses a lot more now that I know. I was clipping after 15 seconds.
Is that one version of Mad World also copyright free? Because everyone uses that too. Who knows? Swinging Cod says Feige is being groomed to take over for Iger. Well, I mean, anything's possible. Thanks for $2. Chris Stanley, thanks for $5. He says, you guys are all great. Chris, thank you. I'm seeing you a lot in the chat lately and really appreciate your continued support and attendance.
That's no, that's Paul Stanley. Never mind.
He's not the guy from Kiss. JM. Oh, he says it's Enya. Enya's Only Time. Yeah. Did I say Enigma? I get the two of them confused. JM, thanks for $10, says, my impression, Feige is responsible for Captain Marvel, and with Russo's on the way out, he was responsible for Endgame and the future direction. She-Thor, Captain Marvel, Beta Hulk, etc.
Ethan, I think Enigma does the Elizabeth Warren song for her campaign.
What? Oh, really? Is it a new song? They're both good, though. I like Enya and Enigma. I don't know. I like those albums. Dr. Ian Malcolm, thank you for Australian $20. He says, in a mass media world, there's less of everything. People worry about losing species diversity in the rainforest. But what about intellectual diversity, our most necessary resource? That's disappearing faster than trees. You're right, Dr. Ian Malcolm. Thank you for your work in Jurassic Park. Also, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that SJWs are knocking down trees to make pulp in order to convey their filth and stupidity on comic books. I really resent that. I barely ever kill trees for my comics. You can say that about me. Ethan only does like one comic a year. He does it for the rainforest. These people are actually deforesting South America to put out their weirdo, like pink-haired kind of trans, space age, super violent bullshit comics. I made them sound a lot cooler than they are, but they're killing trees for this.
Can I make an announcement?
Would you?
I was very inspired by Greta's speech last week, and when the Cash Grab comic book comes out, it will be printed on only trees that committed suicide.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
How dare you?
Swinging Cod, thanks for $2. Anna is our wonderful freak of nature. Yeah, Anna can breathe through her eyeballs, which is strange. But, Cecil loves it.
I do.
J Money J, thanks for $2. Screw CNN. Andrew Sabina, thanks for $2. Good evening, everyone. # stand with Anna. Good evening, Andrew, and thank you for your support of Anna. Jag, thank you for $5. I don't know about Ghost on Tape, but I listened to a Slayer album backwards, and it was Bing Crosby Christmas music. The Megadeth album just exploded. That's interesting.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I mean, is that true about Slayer and Bing Crosby Christmas music? I believe that in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Ian Malcolm says, not only do SJWs want to destroy your life, they want you to commit suicide. That is Zach's current thesis. SJWs do that. They chase you down and they take away all hope and they make you feel so awful and so sad and so kind of nervous. And they take away all other options and opportunities. They attack your employment, your family, your friends, and leave you with a feeling of suicidal ideation. Fuck SJWs. Again, this isn't something small that we're talking about. This isn't just some sort of social media trifle. These people actually try to affect your life in real life, and we've already seen that they've collected at least one kind of famous victim who killed himself because of their cancel culture. We don't want that to happen to anyone else. That's what the Phantom Menace, ironically titled. We are, of course, the Phantom Redemption.
Are you talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
No, I'm not.
I think that's why they don't go after me. What do they got to go after? It's like he's already in a state of depression and has no job.
Yeah, of course. Once they bring you down to that level, I mean, you're the worst enemy.
Knock this guy down.
Yeah, you can't do it. Swinging Cod says they're going. Thank you for $5. He says they're going after Anna because of her recent troubles. They think she's vulnerable. Listen how evil they are, according to Swinging Cod.
I believe that, by the way.
They think she is vulnerable, and they're going scalp hunting, like with the current Quinn event. A lot of people are saying stuff like that. Stay strong, Anna. You have so much support. This community loves that Star Wars girl, and they will have her back. The Phantom Menace has Anna's back. So, guys, seriously, look out for Anna. Look out for these people who are trying to destroy her life and make her feel sad, even more sad than she's felt. So, do your thing. Puerto Rican Jeremy, join the channel. Thank you, Sketch. Appreciate you. Matt G, thanks for $10, says, I know I should know this. Forgive me for a dumb question. Are you a Trek fan, Jeremy? I never heard you attack Discovery, a show that's as damaging as The Last Jedi, unless you have no time for Discovery.
Yeah, I'm not a Trek person. I watched The Next Generation growing up, and I loved it. But I'm one of these people that are dumb enough to watch JJ's Trek and liked it, because I'm not a Trek fan. So I don't have a whole lot to compare it to. So I haven't seen Discovery. I've heard it's awful, but it's not my cup of tea.
Death to Discovery. Death before disco. Oh God, I hate it. I'm the Discovery hater. I'm the one who my mission is to collect any negative fan interactions that our people, our anti-Discovery group who just want good writing. Send them to me on Twitter if you've been attacked by the people who call you a racist for saying I want better writing, that type of stuff. Oh, it's worse for us than the Star Trek fans. I think are a little more. Oh, I don't know. They might be about as brutal as some of these little Reylos, I think.
Well, they had a writer come in. It was like a 65-year-old black guy with pedigree for writing, was going to come fix the show. And he told the story to the staff where a character in his story said the N-word. And probably like 20-something-year-old person got him fired. And
yeah, they're a bunch of pussies in that writing room. Yeah,
by the way, he's a black guy too.
Yeah, it was an anecdote.
It was like, it was a story.
The worst people. All right, Jeg says, for $2,
loves that show for some reason though.
They what?
Doomcock loves that show for some reason though.
And see, so it's been nice knowing you.
Yeah. Jeg, thanks for $2, says incels didn't see Joker. They saw Captain Marvel 150 times. Oh, that's a great point. Katie's 82 says for $5 says Wizard World happens in August. This is a different con. Okay, referring to the show that happens at the Rosemont, which is where I met Christian Bale. All right. Cider Hype says, side note, Simon's in your DMs. Trouble with Indiegogo. Thanks for $2. Yeah, I heard about that. Simon's got trouble getting Indiegogo to cash him out, which is weird.
I just thought of something. You did not meet Christian Bale. You met Batman.
I met Batman. Yeah, he was in character. I didn't get to shake his hand or anything. I mean, I was kind of afraid of him.
3 of those movies.
Yeah, that's why he's still alive today, I guess. Jeremy Star Wars hat, thanks for $2. Kyle Reese is the key. We are all dead.
That was during the Bale rant.
DD Thomas, thanks for $5. And the Alistair Sim version of Scrooge, when Scrooge is talking to himself in the mirror, you can see one of the crew behind him. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, he didn't freak out though. Alistair Sim didn't turn around and go, "What the fuck?" Like, it would have been great if he did. Jag, thanks for $5. Cecil, it's not steroids. Bale is just a beast. Steroids have obvious physical signs, and very few actors take them because of those signs. Bale's insane. I like that idea better.
I do think Bale might be the exception to the rule. But what you said of like Paul Rudd, with him being like ripped all of a sudden, there's no way he didn't do something.
Where all of a sudden they look like athletic guys, and then you see them like during the when they're promoting the movie, they shrunk 40 pounds. They're like, what? Wait, what?
Bale's insane though. He really is. That's why he's my favorite actor. That dude is so dedicated. He really is.
You know what? Like, you could get in shape if that was your job. You know what? If my job was to be ripped as hell, if my job was to be Schwarzenegger,
they have such a short window. They have to. I don't blame them. It doesn't do much damage if you do like 1 or 2 cycles and then stop for years at a time. It's when you do it continuously that you get damage. So these guys, it's part of the job. I don't blame them for doing it.
I would do it. They're saying sure pie man.
I'm encouraging you.
No, I need money. I'm not doing it for free. Like, I mean, I have to be paid. Like, this is my job. Can you imagine if your only job was to get fit? Like that was what was paying you millions of dollars a year. I mean, I
have arguments with people. They'd be like, "Oh, it's so impressive that Mark Wahlberg's in shape." It's like that's literally his fucking job. Like he goes to the gym, except he's getting paid about $100,000 per fucking session. It's like, you know, be more upset when you see somebody who's like rich and famous that's out of shape. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I know, man. If I had nothing else to do.
I want Steroid EVS to talk about Star Wars.
Oh my God, dude. Just give me okay, let me finish a couple more cyber frogs and then I'm gonna become addicted to anabolic steroids and I will fucking lose my mind. I don't care. And everybody will be like, Ethan, you know, when they say you're looking pretty jacked today, Ethan, they're not gonna be kidding. It's not gonna be irony. They're gonna mean it. And I will scream at everybody. God, that'd be my YouTube channel would blow up, dude.
I would say thank you very much.
Yeah. Me and Cecil together, we're gonna do it.
I'm so happy to see the waffles and the happening in the chat. Nobody knows what's going on, and I love it.
No, nobody knows what the waffle thing is. What did you want to explain it?
That's from one of my live streams, my rare live streams that I do. I think it's the last live stream I did on my channel, which was about 3 weeks ago. But it was just a crazy, just the busiest my stream has ever been. I couldn't keep up with the comments. The stream was moving so fast. The comment section was crazy. I mean, it was probably like 500 or 600 people watching at the time, but the chat was just crazy. And I guess these people were trying to troll me with this waffle joke, and it was insane. And so we flipped it on them, which that's what I do. I specialize in flipping people's bullshit on them. So we turned it into this thing, and I can't remember exactly how the happening came up because I mentioned something happening. I said, it's happening. I mentioned it 3 times. And I said, did I just mention the happening 3 times? And then we started talking about Mark Wahlberg and the happening. And then it turned into this whole Daddy Waffle happening. So the hashtag is Daddy Waffle happening. So then I changed the name of the stream because all of my streams, I intentionally title my streams to get the least amount of viewers possible, just to fuck with the algorithm. So I think I had this one titled with a period, no words. So it's just a period. And then I changed it to Daddy Waffle happening, and then I lost viewers. So what the fuck's a Daddy Waffle happening? And then it just turned into this thing, and now I can't get away from it, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I love all of you. So
God bless waffles, and God bless all of you.
Daddy Waffle happening.
God bless everyone.
Let's see. Luscious Justice, thanks for $5. Says successfully funded on Indiegogo, now funding in demand. Serpent Handler on Indiegogo. Serpent Handler. That was my porno name, by the way. TLJ Russian Bot says, guys, check out Freddie Prinze Jr. retort. Check Doom Friends. No. Guys, check Doom Freddie Prinze Jr. retort.
Doomcock went after Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, I'll tell you, his father had the right idea. Christopher, I'm so sorry. Christopher, I didn't mean that at all. Christopher Arcella, thanks for $5. Love your reply and throwback on LeBron James, Jeremy. Hey, Cecil. Hey, Ethan. And Mecca.
I'm going to roast LeBron James.
LeBron James is just, I mean.
Be glad you're all young in the chat and you don't get that joke.
Yeah.
The era of woke is over now because, I mean, the most woke guys, I mean, Kerr and LeBron are the wokest of the woke. And so is, what's his name?
Popovich.
Kaepernick, who's in a cave somewhere hiding.
All James
guys are just owned by Nike, which is produced in China, and all these guys who comment on every injustice. Meanwhile, when asked about the biggest totalitarian regime on the planet Earth in the history of Earth, they all got nothing to say because their money's tied to it. And the era of woke is over because how can they complain about some horse shit when they won't comment on literally a country that uses organ harvesting thing on that.
Literally oppresses their people. Like literally. Like you've invented this narrative that Trump oppresses people, even though that's not true. They've invented that to play victims. And this is the problem is when you get woke and when you start running into this victim narrative and this woke media narrative, when you start inventing this bullshit narrative that you want to preach to the high heavens about that doesn't exist, and everybody on Twitter is going to accept it because nobody on Twitter does any fucking research. So when you do that, you've established yourself, you've put yourself in a position. So now LeBron James finds himself in an actual situation where people are being oppressed in communist China, and this piece of shit refuses to mention anything or talk anything about it. Why? Because he is a textbook SJW.
Check this out, Jeremy. He has $450 million in the bank.
Yeah.
If that's not fuck you money, then what is? At this point, can't you say whatever the fuck you want?
Yes, but the problem with someone like LeBron James is LeBron James wants to become a billion-dollar athlete.
Well, there's such a thing as fuck you money, and he has it. And the fact that a guy with $450 million in the bank, which means he has nothing to lose by speaking out, won't speak out, but speaks out about every fucking horseshit issue in the world that means nothing. And you have a country fighting for its freedom, being beaten and shot in the streets, and he's got nothing to say. Fuck that guy. I totally lost all respect for him.
Dude, he went full Jesse Smollett before Jesse Smollett went Jesse Smollett. Like he invented a fake race crime several months ago, and when it was initially reported, he wasn't there. And by the way, poor little oppressed LeBron James in his $21 million fucking home. He wasn't there, and it was reported that someone spray painted the N-word on his brick wall or whatever outside of his house. His handlers, quote unquote, covered it up before they took care of it. They painted over it before the cops got there, so the cops could never even verify that it happened. But the mainstream media picked it up, and there's no evidence that it ever happened. So initially, when the mainstream media picked it up and it was a big story, and they can paint LeBron as the victim of a white man, being racist, they were all over it. And then when it started appearing that this never happened, what happened? The media swept it under the rug and never fucking talked about it again. So LeBron James, bitch, and he is the king of the SJWs, and I am totally fine with him exposing the nonsense going on in our culture.
Well, there is a possibility that it did happen, and there is a possibility that it was a Reylo who did it, and that will be part of my report on CNN.
Cecil News Network, #be better.
Love it. All right, let's see. Bless the High Council. Blast Jeff, world-class priest, says Puerto Rican Jeremy for $2. Jeff couldn't make it this week. He by the way, Jeff Hicks is so responsible that he called out of this week 2 weeks ago. He let me know 2 weeks ago. And this is why this guy...
He bought a plane ticket.
That's probably why. Yeah. But he let me know. He said, you're going to be doing this 2 weeks in a row, Ethan. I said, oh. And I had a busy day today. I had a family day today. We went out and picked apples and everything. Took the kids out on a hayride. And then we went and picked, there's this beautiful apple orchard. They have 6 different kinds of apples. And I took Ava out there. She's 3 years old. We all went out there. We just picked apples all day. That's how wholesome the Van Skivers are, And I bought 2 pies, but.
By the way, I'm dropping weight like crazy. I got on the Zach diet.
What is the Zach diet? Just don't eat?
No, fast. To me, listen, for fat guys, I'm realizing not eating is easier than eating right.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you eat sugar, you go bananas to eat more sugar. It's like you don't get satisfied by it. You just want more. So if I don't eat for 48 or 72 hours at a time, and then I have like a decent meal, I could go another 72 hours. I've been dropping since the last time I saw you. I'm probably down 10 pounds.
Really? Oh, that's great.
For real.
Yeah, I'm just gaining weight. I'm aware that it's happening.
It's working. I can't diet with rules, but I cannot eat. Like I could do all or none.
Yeah, but that whole thing is like,
So you say,
hey, just don't eat. What do you mean, dude? It's like
you don't eat.
What do you mean you don't eat?
I mean,
people talk about that. It's like we're just gonna fast. Oh, you're just not gonna eat? Oh, that makes sense.
No, but it comes to the point where you get that crazy hunger pain in your stomach, and then you just pay attention to it and be like, all right, this means I'm burning things, and all of a sudden it goes away. Like it goes, this means I'm burning fat, it'll go away. Like I'm telling you, I had dropped like 20 pounds, but then I stalled, and then now I started doing the fasting thing, and it's working.
Yeah.
But you save it up when there's something special. You're going out with friends, go eat. Eat your heart out. Have the steak, have the pie, have it all, and then don't eat for another 3 days.
But what if I don't have any friends?
Then you'll lose a lot more weight.
I'll just eat by myself. I'm my best friend. I'll just stay home and just eat the pain away. That's all.
When you guys met me, you and Jeremy, I had just dropped 21 pounds. That's the thing about that. And you saw I'm a fat fuck for real.
No, you're not. You're not that fat.
You're not that fat.
I'm pretty fat.
You know.
You're not.
All right, let me see here. Jeremy's Star Wars hat says, remember the John Malin, never forget to say no to Enya. John Malin said never forget to say no to Enya. Enya's okay. I don't have a problem with Enya. You know, not really. Mortal Thinker, thanks for $5, says, hail the High Council. Anna, we love you, and you have the Phantom Menace at your back. You are not alone. Fear not these biatches and monetize your haters. Beautiful.
Well said.
I like these people. I swear to God, the best people in the world. Gimp Rider 66, thanks for $5, says, I think I have Enya's first album on vinyl, Orinoco Flow, long time ago. Jeg $2 says, they killed trees to farm soybeans. That's even worse. It's even worse. King of Chars, thanks for $2. Kick Jeremy for liking JJ Trek. For shame. I liked it too. I only saw the first one, but I said, this isn't that silly. Like, I get it, you know.
Well, I still like JJ Trek. So
if you're a Star Trek fan, there's not a problem with I mean, even if you are a Star Trek fan, there's not a problem with liking the movies. You know, it's just the same thing as Last Jedi or something. There's never a problem with people liking it. It's bullying people that don't is kind of the biggest issue.
Yeah. Let's see. Corey Legend says, how do you raise the bar when it's embedded in the floor? Also, EVS, do not cede a single bloody inch to these morally broken flat scans. Wow. Thank you, Corey. Some degree of sundown, thanks for $2, says, SJW's got porn star August Ames to suicide as well. Forgot about that.
That's true, because she said she didn't want to work with
male actors who had been in gay porno.
Because of higher risk for disease. So she said that, and they harassed her till she killed herself.
That's two. Yeah. I'm sure there are more. I forgot about poor August Ames. Beautiful woman.
Yep.
Beautiful woman.
Robin Williams.
How was he harassed by SJWs?
Because he dressed up like a woman in Mrs. Doubtfire, and they should have given that role to an actual transsexual.
You just make that up. He wasn't harassed by SJWs.
Cecil Reachin.
Yeah. King of Churus says, for $5, says, if Ethan's job was to get ripped, he'd be unemployed. Frog, rainbow, shrug. I think if it was my job, I'd try. I always, I succeed at everything I do.
I agree with the super chat.
Why do you agree with that? If I could do it.
Because pies still exist in the world.
Yeah, but I'm being paid. It's that's the thing. Like, if it's all I have to do all day, then that's what I will do, and I'll be the best at it. You know.
I mean, if you're telling me pies don't exist and it's your job, I'm like, Ethan could be pretty successful at that. But that's your kryptonite, and as long as Superman's kryptonite's in the world, then there's a threat.
By the way, I've said people have given a long time ago, Ethan. I think we were on a stream where we were talking about superpowers.
Yeah.
Said my number one is like teleportation, but right behind it is you could eat whatever you want and still be in the best shape of your life.
Yeah.
That would be, honestly, that would be the greatest power in the world. The worse you ate, the better you got healthy and physically. I wonder if you would stop eating pie if that was what happened.
Hello?
He's like
power. See, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I hate when this happens. It happens every stream. No, see, so I eat pies because I like pies. I don't eat them just to be self-destructive. I don't know. That's what a weird idea that is.
Are you sure you're not trying to kill yourself?
Through pies?
Best way to kill yourself.
Look.
I don't know if that's the best. Is it the best way?
Yeah, of course it is. What do you want to say?
Good way.
You
I'm saying it's a good way.
Carbon monoxide while you run the car, or hang yourself, or eat fucking pies.
Well, I'm just saying pies is a good way, but I could think of like a better way. I mean, Swiss cake rolls. You know
what is that? Oh, Swiss cake rolls kill yourself? No, that's just
break.
Swiss cake rolls are amazing.
Are we having a serious conversation or not, Jeremy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to listen to this with Swiss cake rolls. Let's get back.
Pie. You could even do meat pie. Pie is such a huge umbrella. Swiss roll is so, you'll get tired of it.
Yeah, see, they're saying in the chat, and they're quite right. Force User says it's a long game, diabetes, etc. It's not the right way to go. I don't want to hurt myself with food. And I don't feel like I do. I feel like I woke up this morning.
Kids menu, Jeremy again. I heard Ethan saying like Jeremy doesn't know how to read a menu.
I saw Jeremy ate a chicken parmesan. I saw it with my own eyes. That was not on the kids menu.
Hey, no, I don't think anybody really could read the menu there. Ethan just had a little. He could maneuver through the basics of it a little better because you're like, that one.
For the records, I didn't eat anything there. I just drank while you guys ate.
Well, Gary paid for it.
He paid for my drinks. I only had like 3 or 4, but they're probably kind of pricey there.
You know what I did this morning is I filled I got kale. And I got a couple slices of pineapple, and I just threw them in a blender with water, and that's what I had for breakfast, and 2 hard-boiled eggs.
And then you screamed at Andrea and your kids like Christian Bale all day.
No, I felt great. Honestly, I felt energized. I was like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to actually feel good, like all the time. Like when you eat sugar, it does kind of make you kind of mopey. Yeah, you can't tell because I'm just like ebullient. I'm a glowing human sunbeam. But sometimes when you eat nothing but pie, you kind of get, I don't know, gloomy. It doesn't feel that great in your tummy. But I'm telling you, when you actually have just nothing but lean proteins, and then kale, energy foods like power foods, you feel great. I feel like I could just do like 1 million car videos in a row.
Car video. Somebody said, Jeremy, stop with the goddamn car video. You even have Ethan doing it. This is out of control.
Yeah, I had no choice. I'm going back and forth. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to do fulfillment of Cyberfrog Blood Honey. And it's just like I have no time to make videos. I only have time to do live streams at night. And then I'm just doing car videos and mumbling to myself, in the car for 20 minutes as I drive to the fulfillment center.
I was so happy when you got the clap down. You're like clap car video. Your signal kind of froze there. You're like car video. Like you were making an O face, like in Office Space.
Yeah.
But I was proud of you for getting it right. It was a great moment in YouTube history, Ethan, and I am proud of you. # be better.
Thank you. Yeah, car videos are good. It's fun to drive and then rant about things. People in the chat are saying, yeah, you ate that stuff, but like you got 2 pies. Yes, I did, but I didn't get into the pies yet. I will get into them as soon as I get off the air. I'm going to get right into that apple pie. Are you kidding me? And I will eat the whole thing with my hands.
I have one goal for October.
What?
To be the person with the 3rd biggest tits on the High Council.
You can do it.
Gunning for you, Ethan.
Let's see. The one says LeBron sold his soul to Red China. Some say he speaks fluent Chinese for $5 there. Mellow E says for $5, LeBron sells himself for money. In other words, a prostitute. Jag, he spelled it like pros and then toot. Jag, thanks for $2. Johnny Ramone said it best, kill a commie for mommy. Wow, that's great. Kill a commie for mommy.
Johnny Ramone was a big conservative. In fact, at his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech, he thanked George Bush in the middle of the Bush presidency, and the crowd was like fucking beside it.
Saniko says, look at Shia LaBeouf. He got ripped. Yeah, he did. Dr. Ian Malcolm says, Hail Caesar, the 5XL pie eater. Hashtag cancel Jeremy. A lot of people want to cancel Jeremy.
It needs to happen.
It's going to happen.
It really needs to happen. And I appreciate the support. We are going to continue until this tyrant is taken down.
100%. Let's see. Jake Foley says, for $5, thank you. It's not enough for them to enjoy it. They need us to approve of them enjoying it. And they're butthurt that we don't. Jeremy's Star Wars hat for $5 says, I meant don't get copyright struck from Enya. Learn from Malin's pain and suffering. Malin has no Enya hate that I'm aware of. Okay, that's good to know. Dr. Ian Malcolm says, I would like to remind everyone about the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. What is this?
Oh, there's a reboot?
I think there was a rumor a while back, but I didn't look too far into it.
I think they were going to do it, and then it got canceled or something.
So is Johnny Depp going to be a woman this time or a black guy?
A black woman.
Both?
Almost certainly a black woman.
Mm-hmm. It'll be Tessa Thompson. It'll be Tessa Thompson in a gay relationship with Brie Larson.
I always watched. There was a show called Black Sails on Showtime that was about like pirates, but it was kind of like Game of Thrones. But all the pirates were having sex with these like hot chicks on the boat, and I'm just like, do you know what a chick would smell like during pirate times on a boat at sea?
You really think about that. Yeah, I imagine that most people really stunk in the past. You know,
everybody was eating each other out, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh God, that's why that didn't happen very often. You know, no, you think about it. It's like, oh my God, like people didn't shower.
I was like, that's a stinky pirate whore. Why would you? No.
How did people stay clean down there?
I don't know, Ethan.
Ew.
They didn't. That was the point. That's why they're all diseased and gross.
Arr.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Johnny Midnight says EVS is into fitness. Oh, thanks. Fitness pie in his mouth. Oh. Let's see. Stephen Brown, thanks for $5. Says the Phantom Menace stands with Anna. Let the haters hate. Count it as a virtue to have SJWs as enemies. Well, I certainly do. And Jag says for $2, he says just do the keto diet and eat deer meat. High test. I don't want to eat any deer meat. You know. You guys eat deer meat?
Venison? Well, yeah. I have friends who are hunters, and if you prepare it good, it's good. They make like sausage and meatballs, and they drown it in spaghetti.
What Cecil said. If you have someone that knows how to prepare it, it's really good. But I don't eat it that much.
Why do you need to do it? I've got these nice deer in my front yard. They're not bothering nobody. I tell Billy Tucci about it. He's like, I'm coming over with my bow. Like,
he's right, because Jersey is overrun. There are more deer in this country now than when the settlers first got here, because we eliminated all their predators. We eliminated the coyotes, the wolves, the cougars, and the bears, and there's nothing to kill them. So they've been breeding out of control, and they need to get like culled. There's just too many. There's like 35 million deers in this country.
Yeah, I guess there are too many, but they're not bothering me.
They starve to death. You ever see when they get sick? I've seen them. They get like, just covered in ticks, and they're just like suffering because they're fighting for food. Cecil's right, says people.
People agree with you. I won't let them starve. Not the deer family in my front yard.
But I don't believe in killing a deer with like a bow or a rifle. I will drop from a tree and choke one out. That's the only way I'll hunt a deer.
That's a kind of so you drop out of the tree and you like put it in a chokehold,
a headlock, and then you choke it out.
I will pay Cecil. I will pay to see this. I want to do a documentary on you doing this.
A lot of people would pay to see that.
This is amazing. We can go ahead and get a Indiegogo campaign for this.
Anybody who hunts with any kind of projectile is a pussy. You got to choke them out.
I'm serious.
Get up.
Press CNN in the chat for Cecil News Network if you want to see us do a documentary of Cecil climbing a tree, waiting probably 12 to 15 hours for the right moment, and then drop down and choke one out.
Would you break its neck?
CNN in the chat.
You crush its windpipe. The truth be told, I've never actually killed one because right before they're about to die, I let go after I ejaculate.
Okay.
Everybody wants CNN. It's got to happen, Cecil.
Luscious Justice, thanks for $5. Funding in Demand on Indiegogo. Serpent Handler. If you like He-Man and Heavy Metal Magazine, this is for you. Put this $5 towards a pie, Uncle. You see that these people enable me. You know, they enable my habit. I like the name Serpent Handler.
I love the chat. It's going crazy for Cecil.
Everybody's excited about that. Cecil killing a deer with his bare hands. You know, I love it, dude.
Gotta watch out for Lyme disease, though.
Yeah. You don't want to get Lyme disease, but
like your boy Daryl Hall.
Daryl Hall had Lyme disease?
Yes.
He did? How did he get it? From choking a deer?
Probably.
Oh. Say it isn't so. Oh. Stupid. Let's see. Bogus Fortune says, if you like car video rants, check out Jericho Green on YouTube, conservative in the Bay Area, California.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Raging Golden Eagle says, check out who's playing the fairy godmother in the latest Cinderella live action movie. Who?
I have no idea.
What was the statement? Can you reread that?
Says, check out who's playing the fairy godmother in the latest Cinderella live action. Will you find that?
It's definitely a guy, 100%.
You think so?
I'm gonna go black woman.
I didn't hear it. It's probably.
It's probably The Rock. You know what I mean?
No, it's gonna be
Kathy Griffin.
Why don't you just look, Cecil? Hold on a second.
Tyler Perry.
Somebody said Ja Rule. Dude, I wish it would be Ja Rule. That would be amazing.
Billy Porter. You're right. It is a man. It's he is a gay man.
Who's Billy Porter?
Well, I'm going to show you in a second. I think this was a. Why did they do this, dude? They're just trying to annoy people. Look at this, Billy Porter. Wait, I'm trying to choose which article to read. There he is. All right. Iconic role as fairy godmother will be taken on by actor Billy Porter in Sony's upcoming Cinderella. The Post Star confirmed the news on October 12th at the 2019 New Yorker Festival.
No. No.
Idina Menzel is going to play the evil stepmother. Oh, this is going to be so camp, dude.
She was on Broadway. She played the Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Here he is in costume, I guess, right here.
She's also the singer for Frozen. The cartoon.
What the fuck? Gonna be this dude, man.
I don't.
The worst part is
this
guy probably has a fucking 12-inch cock, and he doesn't even want it. I'm here fucking talking up my garbage, and this guy has shit he wants to cut off.
This guy is just like Coco Chanel. I gotta admit, I admire this. I do admire this.
I'm sick. The world isn't fair. The world isn't right.
I love it.
I got a cashew hanging between my legs, and this guy probably has a fucking
yeah.
Not fair.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get into a dress.
Why are we still here?
Only
I just want to stare at this guy for a little while.
He kind of reminds me. His hat kind of reminds me of a couple of the princesses when William and Kate got married in the royal wedding a few years back, and two of the princesses had just the most horrendous hats.
It is a great hat. Let's not lie. If most the Taliban would wear their turbans with a big bow in the front, I feel like it would be better for PR.
It's more friendly.
I would wear that. I gotta admit, I'd probably wear that. All right, so here he is again. I like this guy. I'd never heard of him before, but everybody seems to know him.
What is he from?
He's dressed like my mom.
But why don't I know him? Who is he?
All right, so let's see. This story was previously published in Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue is so SJW. It's so funny.
I feel like he was on Empire or something I didn't watch. Is he?
Oh, maybe, yeah. The Pose actor. He was in something called The Pose. I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Is it a movie or okay? The Pose.
No, he's just a big fan of Princesses Beatrix and Eugenia, and he wants to dress up like them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Billy Porter is from in the chat. What is he from? Why? It's not The Pose. Nobody fucking knows what that is.
No, they do. I mean, that's he won an Eisner for it. No, he won an Eisner.
The Taliban is so gay, and you know what? They kind of are. It's like they just go camping with only guys, and they stay in caves, and then when they hang out with chicks, they throw like a sheet over their head.
Yeah,
it's gay.
Well, look, this musical rendition of the classic fairy tale was conceptualized by carpool karaoke host James Corden. You see that carpool karaoke?
Oh, James Corden. He was he's the guy from that. He's the talk show guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's a Broadway singer. He was in Into the Woods.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really like his carpool karaoke thing. I watched the one with Madonna yesterday, and I was just like, it's pretty cool. It made me like Madonna. I mean, that's the genius of carpool karaoke. It's a lot like that show Drawn and Quartered. You get kind of intimate with some of these artists. But I mean, Madonna sitting in that car and singing like what did she sing? La Isla Bonita or whatever. That was cool, man. I just wish and James Corden can actually kind of sing a little bit.
No. He's a Broadway guy. He can sing for real.
Who is James Corden?
He absolutely is. Yeah, he was in Into the Woods.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Billy Porter or James Corden?
James Corden, the chubby dude with the night show. He was in.
He can sing. Of course he can sing. He sings with everybody.
He's a trained, Broadway musical guy.
He sang with Paul McCartney in his car, and like "Let It Be" made him cry. And I was like, "You're faking it, dude."
Come on, you've heard it before.
Yeah, you've heard it. I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Would singing it with Paul McCartney in your car make me cry? I don't know if it would.
Well, it depends on how big of a Paul McCartney fan you are.
I'm a pretty big Beatles fan, or I was, but now I'm getting sick of it because George is gone.
Get into the Stones, man. They're better.
I don't want to get into the Stones. I'm just
to what I said.
The Beach Boys.
I love the Beach Boys, but especially that's not really their song, but I love what's a Johnny Rivers song? Why I can't even think of it.
Alfred Ortiz says, Ethan, if you like James Corden, then fuck you. Jesus.
I think I said it better myself.
You put a little Bale aggression behind that F-bomb. It was pretty good. Not quite. It wasn't Bale level, but it was. I'm not sure you can get to.
I want to see a carpool karaoke with Christian Bale where he freaks out and beats fucking James Corden to death in his car.
What's with this? I don't know anything about James Corden except I saw him do carpool karaoke with Paul McCartney, and then I looked at a couple more. Why does everybody say "fuck you"? What does he do? Does he talk smack? I mean,
I've never watched enough of him.
I know he is like a trained Broadway type of guy.
I saw his show Gavin and Stacey that he did. He wrote that, I think, with Ruth Jones. It's a British comedian woman, and they starred in it, and that's all. It was all right.
Everybody in England is named Jones. Brian Jones was the guy who started the Stones, and David Jones was David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Davy Jones was in the Monkees. John Paul Jones was in Zeppelin. Shut the fuck up with Jones already.
You're sick of Jones.
Tired.
You're sick of Joneses. All right. Well, Billy Porter is going to be the fairy godmother.
Tom Jones as well. Thank you, Corey Legend.
Don't say Tom Jones. I like that guy.
He has he has a massive cock.
How would I know that? How did you know that?
It's common knowledge. Everybody knows that.
Not unusual that I know that.
Everything you know is unusual, Cecil.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know what good that does me. I don't know about other guys the size of other people's penises. doesn't help. I'm more interested in mine. You know.
By the way, to the chat, I'm probably going to do a video on this this fairy godmother story. How can I not? I mean, this is just right up my alley.
Anybody answered why Billy Porter is famous yet in the chat?
Gay and black.
Hold on, we can find out more. Well, he is gay and black. He is set to star alongside Camila Cabello, who is super hot, smoking hot pop star. She's going to be, I guess she'll be Cinderella. This is the thing, Jeremy. You're going to do this. You're going to do a video about this, and I guess you have to. But I mean, they did this just to get you to make a video,
and that's fine. But I'm going to make money and gain subscribers.
I got it.
Like, use their stupidity against them to make my business and my life better. If that's their goal, is if they're sitting around going, want to do this to get those Phantom Menace people to make, fucking do it. I will oblige all day long. As a matter of fact, let me announce right now, we are one subscriber away from 199,000 right now. I am excited. We're in the final run to hit 200,000, and it's probably going to happen in a few days. And maybe the Cinderella video will be the one that pushes us over that mark. But that's ironic.
Didn't they already make a Cinderella live action reboot?
Yeah, and it was really good too.
So they're doing it again?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is creatively bankrupt Disney. Of course, they're trying.
So they really are making these movies into a goddamn iPhone. They're just making them every year.
Is this a continuation of that one? Because honestly, I don't remember if they took their own kind of approach to that one. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking.
When you ask a lady to come out on a date with you, and she wears, you're gonna take her to dinner, and she wears this dress. You know what I mean? She doesn't intend to sit down unless the chair goes underneath her dress and up her back hole. I mean, the back of her dress. I don't mean her back hole. Like, I look at this. It frustrates me. I'd be like, you're taking up too much space. You're woman spreading. Stop it. All right, let's find out about Billy Porter. I know you're
in the old days, the guy gets the girl back to his room. She's got that dress on. You got 12 hours of farts caught under there. There's not going anywhere. You lift that skirt and it's like a poof.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Billy Porter. Here we go. I mean, let's look him up.
CNN.
You probably seen a ton of his movies.
Is he Kevin Hart?
Is he Kevin Hart?
Is he Kevin Hart?
What kind of question is that? No, he's Billy Porter.
I don't recognize him. I don't know who that is.
Is he Kevin Hart?
Tony and Grammy winner. So he's a Broadway dude.
What kind of question is that?
Maybe Kevin Hart was a role of his. Could you imagine if he's 6 foot tall and he's been playing Kevin Hart? That's a method actor.
He never looked anything like Kevin Hart. I would love to have this jacket and this hat. I gotta say, I don't know where these guys get like these kind of clothes, but all right. So he was in. He's been around for a while. Let's scroll all the way down to his first appearance, 1964. He was in He was in 1998. Another World, Twisted, Anastasia. He played Little Richard. Okay, that you should have right on the nose right there. Intern, Broken Hearts Club, Noel, Law and Order. He was in Law and Order, the Special Victims Unit.
I hope Jackie Walker was a victim and not a criminal.
Yeah, me too. American Horror Story he was in. Taylor Swift, You Need to Calm Down. So basically he's been in everything gay.
But what the hell do we know him from? Like Pose? Is that the song?
Pose is the TV series. It's a TV series.
No, is that what made him famous?
Yeah, he won an Emmy for that.
Pose. Do you guys know what that is? What is it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Is it like a drag show? Because strike a pose like Madonna?
Is it like a generic or like a dime store version of RuPaul's Drag Race or something?
Let's find out. Oh dear. Okay. Billy Porter is overwhelmed by it.
You got to roll up to the description of the show.
Oh, okay.
Back in 1987.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I was about 4 at the time.
Okay, looks at the juxtaposition of several segments of life and society in New York, the rise of the luxury universe, the downtown social and literary scene, and ball culture world. It doesn't sound that gay. Oh, but it's Brad Falchuk and Ryan Murphy, so it is gay. Those are the American Horror Story guys. Those are the Glee guys. You know,
Glee's not gay.
it's pretty glay.
It's pretty gay.
It's pretty glay.
It's so gay. It's glay. That's gay with glitter.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna watch it. I am going to watch Pose, and I'm gonna watch the Cinderella live action remake.
I'm gonna watch myself take a piss right now.
All right. Let me read some more super chats then while you're doing that. Let's see. Here's some money towards seeing Cecil choke out a deer, says Stone Cold Jeremy for $5.
I really want to see this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen.
Puerto Rican Jeremy for $2 says, I can't cancel Jeremy Prime. Forgive me, Jeremy Prime. Yeah.
Puerto Rican Jeremy's awesome. Sketch.
He is awesome. Darth Dank says, impeach Jeremy for Cecil. I like impeach Jeremy.
We kind of started that. I think that one, they started to get traction on that one, but I don't know. Cancel Jeremy's the one that is just stuck, I guess. So,
Leodara wants a I need a It's Pretty Glay t-shirt, Ethan. Okay. Glee is glay. Let's see. Alfred Ortiz says Pippi Longstocking reboot coming. POC replacement. Yeah, we're going through the list. You know, of course, if you don't know about this, if you're unaware of this cultural phenomenon, Hollywood seems to be replacing only redheaded characters. You know, what we would call gingers with black replacements. It's very strange. Like, you know, if you go through and actually somebody made a big chart of it, and it's alarming when you see it. It's you don't understand why it's happening. People call it ginger side. You know, if they're eliminating gingers. But Pippi Longstocking is one of the only. Pippi Longstocking and Archie are the only redheads left, I think, for now.
Well, yeah, but they turned Archie into kind of a CW pussy, though.
Yeah.
By the way, I need to give somebody in the chat, and this was earlier, but it was a great comment. It said, Jeremy has time for the High Council, but Jeff doesn't have time for the High Council.
Well done.
By the way, when I just took a pee right now, I looked in the mirror and I realized the entire time I've been wearing a mask.
Cecil, you're not on camera. You don't need to wear a mask.
I might as well put it on. In the mirror, and I just started thinking, I've been fucking on air for 2 hours in a fucking mask.
There you are.
I like last week when during the council, and everybody's like, everybody who doesn't mind showing their face is off camera, and Cecil, the one person that doesn't want to, is on camera. This makes no sense. I'm like, that's what happens when Cecil.
You and Ethan know that I'm not loud. Never mind.
Well, we are in Bizarro world, though.
This is true. But any stream with Cecil or video, weird things happen, and none of it makes sense. So it's kind of consistent.
Not meant to make sense. Just roll with it. You know, we don't know what we're talking about most of the time. ZD Killian, thanks for $4.99, says, what do you think of Martin Scorsese's comments about Marvel movies not being cinema?
I talked about this last week, I think. One of it, or maybe it was on Gary's stream. I can't remember. But
what do you guys think?
I think that they absolutely are cinema. I think to call them not cinema is it's like he shouldn't be jealous. He's Martin Scorsese, for crying out loud. But I mean, I have problems with the MCU, and I have real problems with the MCU actually. But Tony Stark's arc is one of the best arcs ever in cinema history.
Of course it's cinema. A lot of these guys were inspired by the serials from the 50s and 40s that they grew up with, and those were garbage bullshit Flash Gordon stuff. Of course this is cinema. The stuff that inspired you was hacky schlocky shit, and this is well done. This is the hacky schlocky shit we all dreamed of. It's the great high production value, great acting, mega. Yeah, it's a theme ride. I agree with you when you say that, but it's, of course it's cinema. It was a pompous bullshit thing to say, but do you carry it with you? Do you think about it? No. I've thought more about the Joker than I thought about Endgame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've thought more about the Joker in the last week than I've thought about Endgame in the 6 months since this come out. It's
You-
popcorn. It's
Joker?
disposable media. That's all.
Do you need to talk to somebody? You want counseling? You're thinking about the Joker an awful lot?
Great movie.
Yeah, I gotta say, first of all, I need to know what the definition of cinema is. What does he
He
mean?
was thinking about art. Is it hard?
Art? No, it's not art. It's shit. The MCU movies are pure popcorn. They're just fun.
But
They're not real. Are they gonna last?
Yes.
Of course. I mean, dude, these movies have made Iron Man more relevant in our society and culture than Batman and Superman.
Iron Man was a third rate. He was a C superhero. C. It was the A list was, I would say, from Marvel,
Spider-Man and Wolverine,
Spider-Man, Hulk,
and Wolverine.
And
Spice World made the Spice Girls more relevant than the Beatles.
No, it did not. They were never relevant. They were never
For a
relevant to
little
the
while.
point of being taken seriously. They were a boy band.
The Spice Girls were a boy band.
I'm saying that's how relevant they were. Like, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were relevant, but they weren't really relevant.
Popularity. Iron Man is more popular right now than Superman. I think that's fair to say, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just right now.
But what I'm saying is, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man will always be remembered. Like,
Jared,
really?
A question: how many of the Beatles did David Beckham marry?
At least 4.
I rest my case.
I'm just saying, I can see what he says. Like, I don't get excited. I am not excited about any Marvel movies. None of them. I think I've seen one. I feel like I've seen them all.
I did not see Captain Marvel. I did not see Far From Home. I don't care. I'm just bored. That Spider-Man is a garbage Spider-Man. I wish Sony did take him away. They turned it into some kind of bullshit, like, Iron Man Jr. horseshit.
They're John Hughes movies.
They just took it away. I don't like what they did with Spider-Man. But I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited to see what they can do with the X-Men and Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer and all those characters. I'm excited to see. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not the biggest MCU person, and I kind of am very critical of it, and I think that they compromise individual movies for the anchor movies, like the Avengers movies. So they take these other movies, these standalone movies, and they kind of compromised, because they don't really tell a full story. You don't get full character development in those movies. It's all a setup for the next movie. So I have big problems with the MCU, but you cannot deny the impact that it's had. You just can't.
I want to see
made a lot of money. Has it had impact?
I want to see an ugly Wolverine.
I mean, it's literally made the DCEU try to copy. They've made Warner Brothers chase their own asses because the Warner Brothers is trying to be like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, they completely destroyed the DCEU because the DCU was trying to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they just ran themselves in circles trying to be Marvel.
And the Backstreet Boys ran themselves in circles trying to be in sync. Who cares? That doesn't mean it's cultural impact.
Backstreet Boys came first.
That's what I'm saying. And then NSYNC came out and then totally smoked them, right? With that Justin Timberlake with his curly ramen hairdo. But what I'm saying is Martin Scorsese's. I'm way more excited about seeing The Irishman on Netflix November 1st.
Stickman.
See the Joker tomorrow. Just get up early. And go.
Yes, you got to go see it, EVS. But Stickman just said a good point. He said the MCU is one big giant Iron Man movie, which is absolutely accurate.
Yeah, kind of.
I agree, Jeremy. And they knew Robert Downey Jr. was leaving, so they're like, let's make Tom Holland the new Iron Man, and they made Spider-Man into fucking Iron Man Jr. Like, Spider-Man's suit was never part of the equation in 50 years of the comics. The suit was shit. Like, Batman's suit meant something. Other heroes' suits meant something, but Spider-Man's suit never was, integral to their fucking character.
Right.
But they've made it now that, like, Tony Stark's iron suit is so important to Spider-Man. That's not the story of Spider-Man.
No, I agree. I mean, and again, I go back to the fact that I'm a Nolan guy. Like, his Dark Knight movies to me will always be relevant and stand the test of time, and they're all-time great films, especially The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. I know Rises has some problems, and a lot of people criticize it.
That's my favorite one.
I love Rises, but I acknowledge that it's got
favorite.
Where's the trigger? But so I think the Dark Knight movies are like on a completely different level, as is the Joker movie than the Marvel movies. But I still say they're cinema.
Well, I think they come close, and I think the Joker probably will come close. But what I'm saying is this: people talking about like, wow, these movies, these MCU movies are great. No, I mean, you don't think about them when they're over. I mean, Iron Man, yeah, Iron Man as a character came out, and is important, I guess, or is more. But I mean, do you think about here's my point. Do you think about the first X-Men movie anymore? It's antiquated. It's just, you don't watch it. You're not going to watch that again. Do you think about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man? And don't lie.
I do. Spider-Man 2 is still great.
Yeah, no, I do.
Spider-Man 2 is still great
for me.
Spider-Man 2 will always be great. Spider-Man 2 has definitely stood the test of time.
And also, what's her name? Kirsten Dunst's tits in that brown dress were fantastic.
Yes. Of course, Cecil's going to go there. But not Spider-Man 2.
Where she was wet?
What's that?
Was that the one? Oh, okay.
The first one's kind of, I mean, I like the first Toby one, but the second one is amazing.
I like the third one. I think
the third
one just kidding. No, I'm just saying. I think that over time they're forgettable. They're popcorn films. So maybe that's what Scorsese means. In the meantime, anything that Scorsese makes for the most part is going to last forever. I mean,
I love Scorsese.
So he's a master, and he's dealing with.
He's making art, and he's like, look, I'm making art films that are going to last forever, and these guys are making popcorn flicks that are going to last for a few years and make billions of dollars, and that's good. But is that cinema? Is that cinema? Does anybody go, that really made me think? When they walk out of there, that was an enriching, enlightening experience.
I liked Winter Soldier. I thought that was like an exceptional movie. I thought the first Guardians movie was exceptional. What else out of that?
Infinity War is pretty great.
Infinity War is great, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I did like Ragnarok. I did like they did a full Kirby aesthetic on that, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't. Mahler will tell you Civil War is the best movie in the MCU objectively.
Well, he's wrong.
So, and he loves what's the first one? Homecoming. I hate Homecoming. Homecoming.
No, the whole Spider-Man they blew, which I'm shocked that Kevin Feige did not get Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the simplest guy to figure. It's a great story. It's power, it's misuse of power, and it's regret, and it's making up for what you did wrong. And they just left that out of the whole equation of Spider-Man in the MCU.
Gary and Nerdrotic says CBS is right about 90% of MCU. Thank you, Gary. Finally, somebody with taste. What I'm saying
also says Spider-Man 2 is the GOAT, though.
Well, okay. I guess it is. I'm willing to say that's a great superhero film.
What's your favorite Nolan?
Who?
The third one, actually. I love all of the Batman movies.
I love all three of them, but I really like Rise is the best.
I just thought that spoke to me. I went to the theater to see that 3 times, and I never do that.
Jabba the Cuck actually has a better 90% answer in the chat.
Ethan is 90% fat. That's not true. And you should have written body fat. Jabba the Cuck's always busting my ball. Always. Shameful. Sean Derrick says, how many MCU movies have you seen, Ethan? I'd say I've seen about half of them.
But I guess that speaks to the fact, like, somebody can say, well, if you haven't seen them, but the point is he's seen half because they didn't carry his interest enough for him to want to watch the rest of them.
Yeah, it's not like I gotta go see these. I mean, if I see them, I see them. I'm kind of interested in the decisions. I'm more interested in the decisions that they make, the casting decisions, who the villain's going to be. I'm interested in looking at them. But once I've actually seen pictures of all the movies on the internet, I feel like I've seen them.
Well, that's what they are. That's you're kind of right. I mean, the behind the scenes drama on any of these movies is far more interesting for me than any of the what's on screen. I haven't seen Ant-Man. I don't think I'm missing anything.
No,
by not seeing either of them.
Good. Ant-Man, the first one is actually good. The second one is you don't need to see, but the first one was actually really well done and fun.
I agree with Cecil.
The trailer, for the Ant-Man trailers where they're, it's just neat.
It was fun. It was as good as like any 80s movie that you look back on and be like, oh, that was a fun movie. That's where Ant-Man was. It was just fun. Like, I watched it with kids. I watched it with nieces and nephews, and they all like that. I think that might be their favorite one. It was a fun movie.
I would like to go ahead and let's elevate this 90% meme because a few people are talking about it. So everything like Ethan is 90% charming. Ethan is not. He's a trusted member of the media 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's make this. Yeah. So Gary kind of started the 90%. A few of you picked up on it, and I'm going to make sure we keep this 90% meme alive.
Somebody just said that they lost all respect for me when
did they ever have it?
That was the fucking. My reaction was, you had respect for me.
It's like
what? I don't want to lose you. You're the one. You're it.
All right.
Cecil is 90% breast milk.
That is not that. No, he's not.
It's baby fat.
Yeah. So you'll watch Goodfellas at whatever point. Like if you turn on the TV and Goodfellas is on, you'll sit down and watch it.
I watched the whole thing. No, I can recite it. I've watched.
There we go, sketch. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Goodfellas. I don't care what Scorsese says. He's allowed to say whatever he wants.
100%. I mean, I love. I mean, think of the. I really love The Departed, and I love King of Comedy. I love Raging Bull. I love Goodfellas, Casino, Taxi Driver. Just so much of his stuff is stuff that I love. Like, just I can read. I know the dialogue before the actors. You know, I just love that stuff.
Yeah.
Chat's a mess. I'm laughing at the chat. Cecil is 90%, or somebody says, I think it's Cecil or EBS is 90% body hair.
That's Cecil. That's not me. Ray says, I respect you, Cecil. That's nice. He's just trying to get you to go to bed with him now.
Ray, I am a hairy fuck though. My beard will grow right into my chest if I don't shave it out. Right onto my gorilla tits.
Cecil is 90% away from being above average.
It's fucking startlingly.
That's more math than they should make us do.
Startlingly accurate for.
Oh god damn it!
It's still going. People are still saying 90% stuff. Gangs of New York and the kid movie Scorsese did suck though. I like Gangs in New York. I only watched it twice, but
it has grown on me. I've watched it about 3 or 4 times. I hated it. I mean, legit hated it the first time I saw it. But
I love The Aviator though. We don't think about that. When you talk about Scorsese, you don't think about The Aviator.
But you dream about sitting in a movie theater in your house urinating into bottles.
I actually make my dreams come true, Cecil.
Living the dream.
Yeah, I know that actually Jeremy does. I'm just joking, but Jeremy actually does do that. Jeremy does sit in his room and pee in a bottle.
Hey,
I don't know if he
saves
it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Let's see. So we're waiting on Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, and I'm dying to see that movie. That is like that's like right over. It's a slow ball right over home plate. You know, it's like.
Corey Legend says Wolf of Wall Street was his weakest. I disagree. I thought that was fantastic. I think great.
Damn it. Yeah. All right. So look, I'm a big Martin Scorsese fan. You know, if he says Marvel is not cinema, I agree with him. I gotta.
No, I understand what he's saying. Like, there's no heart put into it, but there is some. Some of it does have heart, especially Guardians of the Galaxy has a lot of heart.
I agree.
It has a lot of well, that's James Gunn, you know.
Yeah.
James Gunn's heart, Cecil. You know. Let's see. Pippi Longstocking reboot coming. Oh, I read that one. Stone Cold Jeremy, read that one. Mortal Thinker says Cecil, the jiu-jitsu deer wrestler. King Arturos, thanks for $2. Says, I assume it's legal to strangle a deer in Texas. Why wouldn't it be? You could do that, you know.
Why would you want to strangle a deer?
Because he says it's more manly than shooting it.
What I would do when I drop out of a tree, I'd put the neck into a scissors lock, and if it has antlers, I turn its neck around and break its neck.
Could you show me that? Do you have a stuffed animal or something that you could demonstrate what you would do to a deer right now?
No. But just picture, I'm girthy, but I fall from a tree, legs around the neck, scissor lock at the ankles, grab the antlers like this, and turn till I hear the snap.
Yeah.
And then we feast on venison. Anything else is just your
feast.
You can go buy meat at the store.
Seasoned by Lyme disease. Sounds good. Big Pun says, for $2, he says Cecil talks more shit than a Johnny on the spot. That is correct, Big Pun.
All right. In his defense, the last time I did do that, I was on mushrooms and I ended up choking out my neighbor's dachshund. But either way, I ate it. I still ate it.
The one says, Cecil, by the way, deer, is that code for your wang? So he thinks you mean you're going to jump out of a tree and choke out your own penis. That's what he took from that. I didn't even realize that at all. I wasn't buying into your secret code until
that's a sick mind with them things.
Yeah. Christopher Arcella says, Cecil, you gotta catch the deer first before you can choke it out, and you don't seem to be the fastest guy out there. LOL. And he gave me $5 to insult you like that.
I can confirm that Cecil's actually very fast. I had to chase him through.
I caught Mark Wade.
Yeah, he was running through this crowd of people, caught Mark Wade, and I'm pretty fast myself. And I was like, that was hard to find Cecil and keep up with him, but I finally caught him when he found Wade for that selfie. So
that is beautiful.
I caught a doe-eyed Mark Wade.
Let's see. Jake Foley says, I never heard a man refer to his own junk as garbage until I met Cecil.
Yeah.
Gimp Rider 66 for $5 says, I'm so glad I'm an old man. Y'all are welcome to the world. I understand that feeling. Completely understand that feeling, Because here's the thing, like how many generations are going to go by before they forget about Elvis, before nobody knows who Elvis is? That's coming up. Don't cling too preciously onto the things that you think matter right now. Jeremy thinks that Iron Man 3 is going to last the test of time.
I didn't say Iron Man 3. I said Iron Man as Robert Downey Jr. will last the test of time.
What's the best Elvis song, Ethan?
What's the best Elvis song? Oh, there's so many. I guess my favorite Elvis song would be This Time, Lord, You Gave Me a Mountain.
No.
I think if I married Renfamous, I'd sing that song all the time.
Well, that would be appropriate.
Yeah.
It's Blue Christmas is the best.
Blue Christmas is good. Yeah, In the Ghetto is good. I like Elvis. I really do. I like all of his
Blue Christmas will live on, and people will be singing Blue Christmas, and they won't even know who wrote it.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably true. All right. So Echo Base Network, thanks for $10. He says, did you guys hear the Campia brought Christian Harloff on board to compete with Geeks and Gamers? LOL. In all honesty, though, I'm kind of interested to see them back together again and see what they do. See, he's going to beat Jeremy.
I super chatted him and congratulated him for that announcement. He read it. He read it
break
on air.
up?
Well, the Harloff when Campia left Collider, they split ways, but now Harloff leaving Collider because Collider's garbage. But yeah, I super chatted Campia and he responded. And Harloff actually had some nice stuff to say about me, which was shocking.
Harloff?
Christian Harloff.
Harloff is a limey cocksucker.
But no, I'm happy.
For all I care.
I'm happy those guys are back together, and it brings back the AMC movie talk and the Collider movie talk days when it wasn't woke garbage. So I'm totally happy with them and their announcement.
Cecil, can you do that whole line of that whole bit of dialogue there?
Harloff?
Harloff? Fuck you! That limey cocksucker can rot in hell for all I care. What happened? What happened? How dare that asshole bring up Karloff? It's all makeup and grunting. Woo. Of course, I agree with you, Bella. Now, Dracula, that's a role that requires presence and talent. Of course, but Dracula, it's all. I lost it. Pretty close.
Are you a professional?
Karloff couldn't something my shit.
That limey cocksucker. Wait.
Karloff couldn't smell my shit.
That's it. I love that movie. Ed Wood is my
That's my favorite Tim Burton movie, and I'm a huge Pee-wee's Big Adventure close second, but Ed Wood is that's his greatest achievement.
Oh God, it's so
that
good.
He got fucking Sarah Jessica Parker to read the line. Do I really have the face like a horse? That is the fucking greatest thing when they're reading the reviews of the movie. It's like, do I really have the face of a horse? Fucking great. That's Tim Burton's greatest achievement.
You know, I met Martin Landau, who played Bela Lugosi. He won an Oscar for that.
How many minutes before he died?
A week before he died. I got him to sign Ed Wood, though. I got him to sign Ed Wood. So that's Cecil, you don't really think that there's anything to this, right? I mean,
are you a Grim Reaper like in the show Dead Like Me?
We actually hugged when we met, but we never shook hands. That was
no. Try not to shake too many people's hands. You guys got me paranoid, you know.
I kept my hands in my pocket when we met.
I talked to him too. He seemed so happy. See, the sad thing about it is just like I talked to him for a long time and he was really happy to talk to me. I said some things that he liked to hear. Shook his hand. He patted me on the back. He didn't know he was signing his own death warrant, you know. God damn it. All right. Let's see. Jag, thanks for $2. Says, forget the Beatles and the Stones. Listen to Sabaton. I like Sabaton. Corey Legend gives me $5 to say, Cecil, review Letterkenny season 7. It's the first show I've ever seen actually reverse course on an SJW agenda and get back to normal. That's Letterkenny season 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Linkovich Chamovsky says, I shook EVS's hand once and I woke up in a pool filter. Shit. This is what happens. Orville Nation says, haven't been here in a while. Love you guys. Well, we love you too.
What's up, Orville Nation? Met you in New York.
Great to have you back.
By the way, the guy Chris we were hanging out with when we had dinner, he sent you a statue of Jean Grey. It's already in your mailbox.
I got to go get it. Yeah, I got to go to my mailbox. And thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for that. I'm a big Jean Grey fan. Gimp Rider 66 says Spidey was always Peter Parker. Yeah. Peter Parker is a good porno name. You know what I mean? My name would be Dick Valet. You know, be similar, right, Cecil?
Sure.
Is that too? That might be too. All right. Jake Foley says Spider-Man. What?
That's kind of like Dick Parker.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Parker, you know, Dick Valet. That would be okay. Jake Foley says Spider-Man 2 train scene is the best scene in any superhero movie. That's what everybody says. You know,
it's up there.
NA says his porno name would be Dong Quixote. You know, what would yours be, Cecil? Can you think of it? What would your porno name be? Chick Handler. Can you think of a good name?
Disappointment.
Well, how about you, Jeremy? Do you have can you think of what your name would be?
Above average prime.
Amazing. I'm not going to ask Mecca. It's impolite. Mecca, if you were a dude, what would your porno name be?
If I were a dude, oh crap, I have no idea.
Did you just assume her gender?
Uh-huh.
I've never had to think like a dude before. I don't know. I think.
Some people are coming up with good ones. Justin Saija.
Well, isn't it supposed to be either like the street you live, the first street you lived on, and then your first pet or something? Was that?
Yeah, but I think it should be just a dick joke.
Yeah.
You know? Honestly. Okay. You think about that. Let's see. Jag says MCU ruined cinema. Even non-cape films try to be the MCU. Liam Gray, thanks for $5, says superhero comic books are the core of American literature. The MCU is vapid, mindless trash that are essentially action film movies with cool powers. Dull. Thank you, Liam. DD Thomas, thanks for $5, says I've never seen a Scorsese movie. Not interested. I don't go to the movies to think. I go to them for entertainment. Then perfect. Go to the MCU movies. Sharu, thank you for Canadian $10, says Ethan. The average millennial has probably never seen a Scorsese movie. Meanwhile, many current superhero movies are regarded as classics. Get with the times, old man. Stone Cold Jeremy says, I 100% agree with Cecil on Ragnarok. Dr. Coffinail says, 90% sick of hearing about The Irishman. Really? I've only mentioned it once.
Well, shut up about it.
I'm never going to say it again. Matt G says, Jeremy only has time for 90% of the High Council. Dr. Ian Malcolm says, Cecil is 90% chesticles. Chris Croissant says, what time will you be deleting this video? Brian Chris Cow says, sorry to be a pest, but could you ask Cecil if he got the 6-gun gorilla comics I sent him?
I have not received it yet.
Yeah.
But I will, when I get it, I'll do a full video on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Somebody in the chat, their name would be Doug Innerbutt. I don't know. Doug Innerbutt. Let's see. King of Churros, thanks for $5. Remember when the audience super chatted to tell Cecil to kill himself? Good times.
I remember.
Cecil's never forgotten that. He still bears a grudge.
That was like 90% of the chat. 90%. 90% of the super chats was telling someone to kill himself.
Let's see. Mongo's Big Thinks, thanks for $2. Says, what do you prefer, Elvis or Johnny Cash? Well, I prefer Elvis, but I love Johnny Cash too. You know, love those guys. King of Churros, thanks for $2. EVS, The Hand of Death. That's
Ooh, I think that just reminded me. That would be my porno name.
Dick's Insider.
No.
Oh,
Johnny Gash.
Johnny Gash. Ew.
I bet it's already taken.
Yeah. Dick's Insider for $2 says, do you still have the same P.O. box, Cecil?
Yes.
Okay. Cumberbatch Pepperpot says, Ethan cuts his pie with a scythe. Well, I mean, Pindrop says, Cecil, let's do a shot. Let's do a shot. Okay. He's going to do a shot if you do a shot, Cecil.
I'm going to do I got no more ice left in this cup. So we're going to do a healthy shot.
By the way, somebody bought up the MikeSMiller.com website. They bought that name. Cheers. Bottoms up.
All right. We're good. That was at least 3 shots that I just tried.
Matt Becker says, my prawn name is Beaver Cleaver. But Christopher Archella says, no problem, Ethan. Hey, Cecil, I think I have a deer collar from my dad's hunting days. Want that collar to attract deer to you?
Yes.
And that goes with the one about your P.O. box being the same.
Yeah, you can send anything to my old P.O. box. I go there at least once a week.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here. Over 1,800 people watching and 64 likes. Yeah, guys, you might want to hit the like button, please. I'd appreciate it.
4 fucking likes.
No, it's got 365 likes.
That's still not enough, guys. Could you please hit that like button for me? I would really appreciate it.
If you guys get 1,000 likes in the next 60 seconds, I'll do a stream.
Is that right? You will? That'll be good because I'm going to watch it. You know.
I don't know if I'm telling the truth, but
well, actually, all you had to do was update it. It was already at 900 likes. So.
Come on, if we get 1,200 likes.
It's already at 1,000 now.
Wow, unbelievable!
I have to do a stream now.
Yep.
I don't have anything to talk about.
You'll find something to talk about for these fine people. It's at 1,000 likes now. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Yeah, thumbs down unsubbed, says Akuma. No, don't do that.
64 likes when I said that.
Oh. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much. We're glad you could attend the High Council tonight. It's now midnight. We've been going for 3 hours. That's a long time for me.
That is a long time.
Yeah,
I'm about to upload my video talking about the Reylo and Anna situation. So please get ready for that video on Geeks and Gamers. And thanks to everybody for your support. I'm telling you, everybody's words of encouragement for Anna and support means the world to her. So you guys continue to support her over on Twitter and subscribe to her channel. So thank you.
Also sub to Cecil Says. I believe that YouTube is throttling my channel.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine why.
But not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Mecha Random, what's up?
Just subscribe, watch all my videos. It's Mecha Random 42. I have been being bullied by the Star Trek version of the Blue Whale Brigade, those sort of people. thank you guys so much for inviting me on. It's always really, really fun. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Please subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to start the recorded videos tomorrow. People are like, when are you going to delete this video? Well, I might private. I'll keep it up for like 24 hours or 12 hours, and then I'm going to private it because I'll put it back up later. But I just got to get videos going. I got to get my subs moving again. I've been sitting at 132,000 subs for like a month and a half, so time to actually get to work. Love you guys very much, and we'll see you again next week on World Class Bullshitters for the High Council. Have a great week. Watch all of our channels. See you again soon. Bye-bye.